Hello. Sorry. Hi. Oh God, my hair. Okay, so I did a hair mask because I worked out and I showered and I did a hair mask. I was like halfway through the week. Let me do some self care. Let me do a hair mask. Okay. And I forgot that sometimes it's like really infusing oil into my hair, so it's washed out, but it feels like it's not, and it looks like it's not. So I just have it braided back. So my hair is clean, but it does look like I threw it into a my hair is not clean braid. But no, it is. This is all my hair though. This is how thin my hair actually looks like. I have a lot of hair, so like when it's out, it looks like it, but like my hair is pretty thin. Looks great, no worries. No, I know. I'm like talking. So sorry there was no stream yesterday. There was going to be one. And then, long story short, a sponsor pulled some bullshit yesterday morning. Okay. If I don't know if you guys remember when I did the little intermission on Monday night. Holy shit, Kuna, you reached 100 stream streak. Kuna. Kuna, I need you to take a day off. for your own well-being. Never mind. Vibrant Pixel, you reached 110 stream. What the fuck? Vibrant Pixel. Oh my god. Alan's at 55. Okay. Do I need to do like a 5-second stream at some point so you all like reset your streaks? Who is the highest here? I think that would be Vibrant. Now, maybe Sparkly, but Sparkly was at 20 last time we checked. I don't know. Anyways, so I shouldn't be shooting. No, but okay. So yesterday morning, I was like really keyed up. I don't know if you guys remembered on Monday. I was like, hang on 1 second. I need to make a call. And I went on intermission. That was me talking to my manager because I got an email and there was already shenanigans brewing. So thankfully I had prepared for the bullshit. So the video that went out yesterday, I had already taken the ad segment out and uploaded a version without the segment, which is what members got. So it was all sorted and was fine. They got the proper version. And then the video went live, obviously, with no ad on it. If you watched it yesterday, there's no ad on that video. Because then the next morning it was unfolding. Yesterday morning it was unfolding. And I was just agitated and I was pissed off. And so, it was really fast. Like, I was really worked up over it. And the thing I'm worked up over, and I'm explaining this to you so no one's just like, oh, Amanda's mad she missed out on money. I want to make that abundantly clear. I made the decision to walk away because no one's going to force my hand ever, okay? I will walk away from money with 5 minutes to go of an upload. I'll put out the video late to get your ad off of the video. I don't give a fuck, okay? No one's going to force my hand. So basically it was, I'm not going to go into detail because I don't want this company's name ever said on my channel again in my fucking life. And they won't. Like what they've done, basically, this is a company that I had worked with previously. And they've been begging me for 2 years, every quarter, to work with me again. Every quarter, begging to work with me again, okay? Despite my issues with the company. The product is great. The way they do business sucks, okay? And so I was like, finally, they come back around and my manager is like, they're raising the price. I'm like, okay, here's why I'm not gonna work with them again. I explained to her because she wasn't with me last time, like we actually had worked with them. And she's like, okay, let me talk to them. Goes back. They agree to everything I said, okay? We won't do X, Y, and Z. And we agreed we won't do X, Y, and Z. They know why I stopped working with them. They know all the bullshit, okay? They know everything, okay? And again, I should have known because like we got it to agree and I told my team, I was like, if I get an ounce of grief from these people, an ounce, I don't care if like they approve something and then last minute tell me to change a font size. The answer is I'm cutting it because I've been very clear, okay? I should have known something was wrong when I was filming the brief and the call to action, the wording was different than what we had agreed upon. So I immediately, while I was filming, called my manager. I was like, hey, this says this, I'm not saying that. And she's like, don't worry, I'm so sorry. I forgot to tell you, like, I already called them on that. That's not, it's already sorted. Like it wasn't edited in the brief, but it's all sorted. great, okay? I want to make it abundantly clear. My manager did nothing wrong. I unfortunately just have a really good detector of bullshit, and I should have I should have listened to that further, and that's what it is. That's the problem. I knew there would be shenanigans, and I decided, let's see, because they've been so determined to work with me again. We love Amanda. We'd love to be on the channel. We'd love to work with her again. We'd love to be, okay, you know, like, okay. So I was like, fine, okay. And again, then again, during the stream, we get the link, because it was never a code, it was a link. Video gets approved. The video I sent over got approved, okay? So great, before the video goes live, we will send you the link, okay? I do think they waited to send me the link last minute on purpose. I do believe that, okay? So I don't remember what time it was, but we were live for 5.5 hours, okay, last week. I meant on Monday. So around after 3 p.m., okay, they sent the link, okay, to my management. My management then sends me, hey, here's your link for the description box. Here's X, Y, and Z, like da-da-da-da, great. I click the link. And that's when I immediately, while we're on stream, I click it and I immediately call my team. I'm like, I'm so sorry, guys, 1 second. Mute the stream, go on intermission. Call Colleen. We love Colleen, okay? We love Colleen. I'm gonna need you to click the link. Oh my God, I'm scared. I was like, I need you to click the link. And what's on the link? The link is a landing page going against what we agreed on. One, they used a photo from 3 years ago of me that we did not approve. They had no permission to use that. It's from a different integration from Instagram. So they have no permission to use that, okay? That would be more money, okay? And then also their landing page and what it's saying it is makes my ad a lie. It makes the words coming out of my mouth in their approved deal, their segment that they approved, it makes it a lie. I was like, they're changing it or I'm pulling the deal. Totally understand. I'm contacting them now. They don't reply. I get a text from my manager at like 7:30. I call her immediately. Back and forth, back and forth. Okay, trying to get, at some point they say they're okay. Now again, if my manager is just doing her job, she's telling me everything that's happening. I want to make that abundantly clear, okay? Because I don't want anyone, she understood exactly how I felt. She was trying to salvage the deal for my sake, okay? I want to make this abundantly clear, okay? Because someone's going to be like, why is she trying to, she's not, she's doing her job, okay? Which is to be the dick on my behalf, okay? That's what she's doing, okay? They are okay with you putting text on screen explaining the instructions of how it's going to work to make it accurate, and then we would change it. I was like, no. I want to make sure there's no misunderstanding. I'm doing nothing. They approved the ad, which means they were fine with me being a liar. They either changed how the website's laid out and how they do their business, or we're done. Like, it's really that simple. Like, I did my part. They approved it. I did my part. So they either need to fix and do the part they agreed to, or we're done. The end. So as you saw, there was no ad on the video. Because again, fuck you. Like, I'm not doing that. And it's like the way I explained it to my therapist, because I had therapy yesterday, and my therapist was so primed, ready to think. My therapist thought we were going to be talking about my mom the entire time, okay? Because as you guys remember, last week my abuser contacted me. Okay, so my therapist got like a little 10-minute call from me, okay, just to like, here's what just happened, and like a quick little rundown. And so my therapist for our actual session is like ready to go. And instead I'm ranting about a company trying to fuck me over, okay? And again, I'm like, I'll box up the products and I'll ship it back on my own dime. I don't give a shit. I don't want the money. Their company name is never going to be on the channel. It's that simple, okay? And I explained it to my therapist. I was like, the reality is that if a man did this to me, I'd punch him in the face, okay? I'm not going to do X, Y, and Z tries to encourage me to do X, Y, and Z, I'd punch you. Okay? And the fact that this is like a woman-run company and they're so proud of that they wanted that in the brand deal, and yet you're trying to do this to a woman creator. God, what is that? Oh, shitty. Okay? The same way I explained it as well, where it's like, let me put it this way. Again, this is where I'm irritated, okay? Because again, at least 2 years, Chad. 2 years. Hey, Amanda, DMs on Instagram. Hey, Amanda, we'd love to work with you again. Check your emails. Again, trying. We'd love to follow up with a deal. Contacting my management. We'd love to work with you. Okay. Again, 2 years. And I give you, here's what I need to work with you again. Because the gag is the product's good. That's the gag. The gag is the products are fantastic and I still use them. That's the gag. That's why I even entertained any of this. If the product was a piece of shit, we wouldn't be having this problem. But the product is good, which is what's so fucking irritating, that you have the worst business model ever. That's shady as fuck. And you treat creators like this. Because since I talked about this, several people have contacted me. So you guys keep doing this to people and it's fucking agitating. But it's the same way. Again, to do this, I do what you want and then you still try and fuck me over. Fuck you, okay? It's the same way as if, like, this is why I don't do this with men, okay? But still, it's like the same concept. Imagine a guy asking you out, asking you out, asking you out. No, I'm good. No, we're friends. No. And then you finally are like, you know what? I think you're right. I think we should go on a date. And you go on the date and he treats you like shit. And it's like, okay. Now, in those instances, it's usually because he resents you for ignoring him that whole entire fucking time, okay? But still, it hurts because you're like, what the fuck? You know, I gave you what you wanted. I'm on a date with you. The end, you know? It's agitating. It's the same shit. I was going to give you what you wanted. You could be on the channel. Clearly, that's what you wanted. You wanted the audience as someone whose audience trusts you. So you wanted me to be like, I love this product, okay? And yet you couldn't put your shady shit down for 5 fucking minutes. God, I'm fucking irritated. So I was really keyed up yesterday. So I had that rant, and then my therapist, after I finally not processed, I've just gotten it out because I'm still pissed off, okay? I want to make this clear. I'm fine. I'm not pissed because I'm like, oh, money. You know, I'm not like that. I'm pissed because I gave you this chance and you spit in my face. That's what I'm pissed off about. And it's a month of people doing that to me, thinking they can fuck with me and that I'm not going to take a bat to something. You know, like, no, leave me, just fuck off. Leave me alone. Fuck off and die. Leave me alone. Like, go. I'm good. I want nothing from you. Go away. You know, like everyone's in my fucking business. I'm fucking agitated. Okay. And especially when they're fucking with my actual business. Like, leave me the fuck alone. So that's that. Then my therapist, again, we're maybe at like 25, 30 minutes into our session. So have you talked to your dad or your brother about what your mom said? And she means well. She's just checking in. But obviously that set me off again. And at one point, even when I was ranting about the brand thing, she was like, I was like, sorry, like, 'cause I was just talking at her, obviously, which is the point of therapy, basically. And she was like, no, it's fine. I can just tell you're really activated right now. Like she was prepared to hear like childhood trauma from an abusive alcoholic parent, and instead it's me getting mad because someone's fucking with my business and thinking I'm dumb, you know, like like she was prepared. Never mind. LOL. Hi y'all. You're good. No, you're fine, Sparkly. I was yelling about the brand deal thing yesterday. I don't know how much of that you've seen, Sparkly, in the emails. It's not all in the emails, but there was supposed to be a brand deal in yesterday's video and there wasn't. Sparkly, I can clue you in on a call separate from this because I don't want to repeat it all again. But I was really someone's fucking with me and I'm agitated. Okay. And so I was just like keyed up from that. And then I didn't realize how, like, you know, when you just get it all out and you're like really keyed up, okay, but you haven't done anything. So you're like, okay. I realized because my friend called me that after therapy, I had sat on my couch for like 3 hours and done fuck all but scroll TikTok. I do try not to do that. I do try to be productive. I do try to do my job, you know, which you could argue, Amanda, that's part of your job. It's not, though. Like, it's not. And I didn't realize how much time had passed until my friend called me. And so I was like, I need to go for a fucking walk. So I like made myself go touch grass, proverbially, which means that I walked to go get sushi because I don't drink or do drugs, and then wander a bookstore. So that's why there was no stream yesterday, because I was super keyed up. As you can see, I'm still keyed up. I'm like still super fucking agitated. So yeah, that's all. But yeah, that's why there was no stream yesterday, is I was like, I shouldn't go live. Like I know I'll just start yelling. So also, I'm convinced the Diet Coke shirt is I'm mad, but I got a bunch of shit done today shirt. I would love to tell you I got a bunch of shit done. I worked out. I did write a Substack thing that's not published yet. I made myself go live just so I wouldn't do that. But I wrote 1,200 words in one sitting, because I do that. Let's see, what else did I do? I started doing dishes. They will be done before I go to sleep in a perfect world. What else did I do? Hermes got walked. That's productive. My Wednesdays are weird though, because like technically, so there's no video Friday. There just isn't. Sorry. But like Wednesdays are kind of like technically this is my weekend. Really, when you think about it, because like yesterday was video go live day. Today is technically I have nothing. Tomorrow would be typically I'm editing another video for Friday, or what it actually is tomorrow is the members only live because it's the 30th. And then, you know, so technically my Wednesdays are my weekend. So like these are meant to be like Amanda sorting shit out days. I call them like my admin days from time to time, you know, where I'm like actually getting stuff done, which technically I did. I sorted out, I went and replaced all of my, I finally got like, I think I finally got all my cards back. I just don't have an ID yet. I still don't have my ID. So my passport is still being carried around with me, my provisional license. But I think I have all my credit cards back. And so I've just been updating all of my like auto charges that happen, you know, because they obviously were like, we couldn't charge your card, you know, so, which was very weird. A lot of them auto updated. I don't know how I feel about that. At least for the business credit card, a lot of them, it like auto replaced the number. I don't know how that worked. A little weird. Don't like that. Does that log off TikTok video with the thumb still happen? What do you mean? That sounds like you did stuff. How funny, it just loaded the dishwasher, so I'm ahead then. You are. I emptied it. I put exactly 1 mug in the dishwasher. I made lunch. I'm defrosting chicken as I speak to make myself a healthy meal. I'm bummed because I bought 2 zucchini when I went to the store last, and they both went bad in my fridge. I didn't eat them fast enough. Usually I remember to like, what I do is I put them in the mandolin and then I add them in last to my soups, like when I do my turkey soups and stuff, but my mandolin broke. So I forgot to do that. And so I was like, when I was getting ready for lunch today, I was like, oh, let me like saute those up with like some of my, I'll chop up some carrots with it and some onions and I'll make like a little baby stir fry. Those things were bad in that drawer. So that was not fun. Seen the woman defense product called Venus Guard. Very interesting concept. I saw it and said, definitely have to share that with the class. No. My laundry did dry, but I'm bad with names, so maybe I've heard of it. I just don't remember the name. This little creepy feeling. Which one? What's the creepy feeling? Of mine oh, sorry, the auto updating. Sorry, I talk too much. God, was it Kyrie in chat? Who was it in chat that was like, wow, the way your memory is crazy. And I'm like, and then I like, it's the same thing where it's like, I've talked about several topics since sitting here that I don't remember all of them. Amanda Lynn, yes. What are you making with the chicken? I'm not sure yet. I have an air fryer because I really don't want to put it on the oven, but so I might do it in the air fryer and just do like some lemon pepper seasoning on it. And then I don't have any potatoes. I wish I had potatoes. So I don't know. I literally might just do the lazy dude meal of chicken and rice, and I might make rice with it, and then have some celery and carrots with it to make it the well balanced meal of an 8-year-old on a pool day. I don't know. We'll see. Do you shop at Sprouts? There's none near me. I used to a lot because there was one in my hometown that I didn't live far from, but it was like the willing to drive distance. But God, I don't regularly shop at Sprouts ever anymore. More things that seem to be happening. I signed up for a rewards program at a store like 2 weeks ago. I gave my phone number, and from that they had my name and address. Could it be that they bought it from something else? The card changing automatically. Yeah, I figured that out eventually. It's always so devastating. Especially because a mandolin. I love a mandolin because I use it often. I use it for I use the mandolin. So the mandolin, for the users that don't know, it's the thin slicing thing. Okay, it makes really thin slices. Sorry, hang on. Oh, that thing. Yeah, I've seen it. I don't like. I understand there's not a lot of options. Okay, I just don't like. For myself, at the very least, let me put in my context for myself. I don't like things that I have to insert into myself. I don't like that. I don't even like tampons. I don't even wear tampons. I'm a pads girl, so I don't. Yeah. I have seen those products before. I don't like a defense item that I have to insert into myself, you know. Get sunburn again, your shoulders look kind of red. Some Aussie sunscreen. No, I wear sports sunscreen. These are from when I went to the Festival of Books like a week and a half ago. Believe it or not, this is healed. Believe it or not, this is how tan I get when it heals. This was burnt. It's now just, I am pale. So this is the final stage of the sunburn for me. I was burnt, but that's because I didn't have sunscreen on my shoulders when I went to the LA Festival of Books. Let's see. Oh yeah, okay. So for those who don't remember, I was crocheting this. This was a panel I made, and now I'm making it into a sweater. I was working on this before I went to Japan, and then I stopped because I'm obviously didn't go to Japan. I didn't want to bring it to Japan. But I am trying to make myself get back into it to at least finish the front panel. I'm trying to make it into a sweater. Will it look good? Who knows? But we're going to try things. I'm making smaller balls with this because it's easier. So I remember the rocket, yes. So I'm trying to make myself continue the rocket. Yay, rocket sweater. So we can just Yapple I do that. Sorry, there's a video popping up that there's a video popping up that I know is upsetting people. Sorry, we're not talking about that. Have you ever heard of the Streisand effect? Anyone know what that is? Yes? Do you want to, okay, so the Streisand effect, basically, I'm butchering the details a little bit, but the concept is the same, okay? Photos posted of like a ridge with a bunch of houses on it, okay? Like a whole bunch of houses posted, okay? And Barbara Streisand sues to get the photo removed because her house is in that photo, and argues that like, oh, this is a violation of my privacy because you posted this. However, there's nothing in the photo to indicate that there is a photo of Barbara Streisand's house, okay? There's not a single, but now that happened, that like she took it to that level, everyone now knows that her house is in that photo. And basically it's the concept of by bringing attention to something, thinking that it's going to be a problem, you then, in effect, bring attention to the thing, essentially. And did some exploring with my dad, but a lot of it on my own, and I wouldn't have without a video you posted of encouragement. Oh, I'm so glad you went. I know they've done a few more exhibits, because I know the Ken Block exhibit ended, the one that was there when I went. So I definitely want to go check it out again, because I think there was, I don't think it's still there, but there was a Aston Martin exhibit they were doing. But yeah, that's the Streisand effect, okay? And something with the Streisand effect is happening right now. And it's unfolding exactly as you would think. And it's just like, it's one of those things where I'm like, this is not an issue, you know, but people made it an issue, in my opinion. So, because yeah, people fall for it again and again. But it's also frustrating because I'm like, when internet people fall for it, and like, sorry, I shouldn't say fall for it, because usually it's not someone setting it up. It is like a self-fulfilling prophecy. Like the Streisand effect requires someone to essentially overreact, you know, and like and so it can't happen without someone literally not pausing and being like, where is the value of me freaking out in this, you know? They just started a Fast and the Furious exhibit when I was going. I didn't get to see it, but OMG did other people. It's when Barbra Streisand becomes Mecha Godzilla. Yes, that's absolutely the Streisand effect. You're so right. Let's see. My video Tuesday talks about this, but I'm like still, the person involved posted another video, and it's been, the more I think about it, the more I'm like, okay, I'm glad I'm glad I included it in my video, because the way I talked about it, I assessed the situation correctly, okay? And then this person is now proving my point. You know what I'm saying? And that's always possible. Like there's always the possibility that I talk about something, and then before the video comes out, new information comes out that makes it so that my point, I need to correct something. And you guys see that with the edits and things like that. That happens all the time. Because of my, lead time with posting. But then there are times where I make an assessment and then someone puts out more information and I'm like, oh yes, I was correct. And it further proves my point. Because that's what's currently happening. LMAO, when she comes Godzilla, now I can hear that in my head. I will say I find it problematic sometimes when it's like something that is very valid to not want on the internet, like news. Okay, so again, that's not what we're talking about though. That's not the Streisand effect. It's really not. That's someone posting nude. That's revenge porn. That's something separate. But a random photo where there's no identifiable, even the person who took that photo had no idea that Barbra Streisand lived in that location. It's that there was nothing identifiable. A nude is a nude is a nude. Revenge porn is revenge porn is revenge porn. Like, that's just not the same thing whatsoever. But there's this thing with BookCon that's been unfolding, and it's leading to a discussion. And I'm glad it's leading to a further discussion, and some people are like making the proper responses to it. Thank you, Retro, for subscribing with Prime. Thank you. You won the Swell Grand Prix. It's not so much overreactions. It's like it's the fact of this is actually not an issue, but by you trying to overcorrect the situation, now everyone knows that the issue that you thought was a thing is real. Porn is porn. Whether my face is in it or not, if someone posts revenge porn of me, I'm suing the living shit out of you. And someone might call that the Streisand effect because, well, now we've seen her nudes, but it doesn't fucking matter because you're not getting away with posting nudes of me on the internet. It's just not gonna happen. I live in California. We have revenge porn laws. I'll come for your ass. Okay. But it's a case by case basis. Let me put it that way. There's many other instances. There's one that's unfolding now on YouTube, which I'm not going into. Kuna, thank you for the gifted sub. You won the Swell Grand Prix with a gifted sub. But the, what's it called? There's one unfolding right now where I'm like, this was a non-issue, but everyone's making it an issue. And now more people have seen it. And now it's a bigger issue. That's not even what I was going to talk about. I saw the video and I was like, Kuna, what are we doing? Thank you for the gifted sub again. I hope our laws here in California are the strongest, and if not, we should work on that. Yeah, we'll see. Okay, let's see. But yeah, there's this thing unfolding with BookCon right now, and I talk about it in the video, so you're gonna probably, if you watch the video next week, you'll hear this reiterated. But Kuna! Kuna, thank you for the 5 gifted subs. What are we doing? Thank you. You won the Swell Grand Prix 7 times in a row. I haven't gotten to my Amanda yapping chore, so I haven't watched Tuesday's vid. Oh, next Tuesday's vid. So next Tuesday's vid is, this is what this I'm talking about is included in. So BookCon was, now 2 weekends ago, okay? And there was many a post that I was tagged in. Overall, BookCon fucked up with the amount of people they allowed in. However, with how quickly things sold out, it was a lose-lose situation on their part, but also they should have been adults and not invited that many fucking people. Too many people there. Overcrowding. I don't regret not going, because that was a fucked problem of a line. That was on par with Comic-Con. That was deranged. So that was that. And what else? But there's a big thing coming out, okay? And by big thing, I mean people are being racist, because of course they are. A creator, okay, she has like 3K followers on TikTok, okay? But she posted a video being like, when you have like a horrible interaction, a super rude interaction or something like that with your favorite author, and it's her and her friend flipping off the camera while she's upset, okay? And she doesn't put who it is, but then she replies to a comment that's like, don't be shy, drop the name, okay? And I should note that the person who posted this is also a Black woman, okay? And she posts a video of her interaction with Tracy Dion, okay? Tracy Dion is an author who I should also note is a Black woman and has also experienced racism every time she has a new book coming out. From her debut, she's the author of Legendborn. Yes, I believe it's the series. I believe it's a YA series. And again, even just someone I haven't read her books because I really don't read YA anymore. But the discussions around her books is, wide enough that I hear it constantly as far as the racism that she's experienced. Okay. And so basically this person posts a video with no comment. Okay. Of her interaction with Tracy Dion at BookCon for Tracy Dion's author signing. Signing is the important part here. This was not a meet and greet. This was a signing with an author at a convention that had so many fucking people and so many fucking authors at it, okay? She walks up. She is handed a piece of paper, what looks like a piece of paper, and she's like kind of rambling. You can tell the girl is nervous, but she's rambling and she's trying to explain, like, she's not really getting out full sentences, but she is trying to explain how much her book means to her, okay? And Tracy's like, okay. And then she's like, okay, hold on. Sorry, where do you want me to sign this? I'm paraphrasing. Okay, there we go. Sorry, that took me a second. Legendborn, yes. But she's like, where do you want me to sign in the middle? Like, where do you want? And then the video cuts off. Okay? The video cuts off. And I watched this and I was like refreshing the video because I was like, where's the rude part? What do you mean? What's the rude part? Okay? And this is an extremely neutral, normal interaction. That's it. Okay? The comment sections were as casually racist as you're thinking, that's how it got. Okay? I was like, oh fuck. This is not good. This is not this interaction is not a big deal. Okay? So I included this in my video because she also posted a statement, which she erased this, I think. So this is also in my video because she put out a follow-up statement. Because the comments, including things like, I've never wanted to read Legendborn, and now I know why. Or I never wanted to read blank, and now I know why. Like one of Tracy's books. And it's like, you didn't want to read it probably because you were weird about reading a book by a Black author featuring Black characters. But sure, let's pretend that this very innocuous, neutral interaction that you psychically knew she was rude when she's not. Yeah, sure. You sorted it out. You read it, you know? And it was just like fucking agitating, okay? And everyone was discussing this. And so this was read by Samira, which is the person that made the video. She took down her other 2 videos and then put this out. Hi, everyone. Thank you for your comments, support, and insights. I took some time to sit with this before speaking. As a Black woman, it's important to me to not tear down another Black woman. This was never about that. I understand she may have been tired or overwhelmed, and I respect that, especially because I was feeling the same that day. At the same time, I want to be honest about my experience. I'm not an anomaly. I'm not expecting to monopolize anyone's time, but even a small acknowledgement, like a small okay, can go a long way. That's the standard I believe should apply across the board. I also want to be clear, I don't support or welcome any anti-Black or hateful commentary in the space. That was never my intention in sharing this. My hope is that this opens up a conversation about treating everyone with kindness, no matter how small the interaction may seem. Okay? Now, I included this in my video because Tuesday's video is titled, Did the Journal Factory Explode? That's the title of Tuesday's video, okay? Next week's video is titled, Did the Journal Factory Explode? Okay? Because I do think that this is one of those interactions that is so minor that it's okay to feel like you didn't get what you wanted out of it. It's okay to be disappointed in an interaction like this, okay? It happens. It's okay to feel disappointed. But this is not a let's flip off the camera and take it to TikTok interaction. This just is not, okay? And that this is one of those interactions that you sit with yourself and you're like, okay, is this a big deal to me? You're claiming this is your favorite author, okay? And, you know, if this is your favorite author, you know the racist vitriol she has experienced. You just would, okay? Especially if you're present on Book Talk, okay? And so you knew the possible outcome of you posting this video with you saying this was like so rude, okay? And so Reads by Samira has now since put out a longer video talking about it. And once again, I was correct because the part of my video as well, I talked about the expectation because of Book Talk of authors to basically be content creators, but also the expectation of authors to do the emotional labor of a one-on-one book tour event, which would be like if you want to go to a book tour, if you want one-on-one time, if you want personal time with an author, you go to their book signing or their read through their event on a book tour or something like that. This is, as I said, a conference, a convention with a lot of people. She calls it a conference again and again and again, but BookCon is a convention, technically. And hoping for that special time for yourself when you were waiting in line for 2 hours, which means that she also was talking to people for 2 hours, okay? Now, a lot of other authors chimed in and defended Tracy and explained, here's what it felt like on the other side of the table. One thing as well, the sheet of paper that she handed over were book plates, okay? Book plates are very thin stickers, okay? They can come in different sizes, but basically the author can sign those and then the person can put them in their book so they're not carrying books around. I'm shocked BookCon didn't ban these. I'm sure they thought, oh, this is better than everyone carrying books around. But there's a level of, you know, most of book events I've been to, they ban those, okay? Because it's kind of the same thing as like banning bringing a fuckload of jerseys into a Kings game. They don't want you selling them on eBay, you know? Like there's no, like, not to say that anyone here was trying to do that with book plates. It was protecting their backs or whatever. But like I'm shocked that they allowed book plates because also it is the same thing with the, it's adding an extra problem. Author said these book plates, in the lighting we were in, it looked like a blank sheet of paper. It did not look like there were stickers because they were clear stickers. So what Tracy was doing in that video was looking at this paper confused and being like, where do you want me to sign this? So that Samira could get a properly signed signature as she clearly wanted for this book signing. This is not a meet and greet, it's a signing, okay? Now, some people were trying to do photos and special things. Read with Cindy was there. She has a debut novel coming out. So she was doing an event there as well. And she was explaining like, yeah, at some point they were like, yeah, we can't do X, Y, and Z anymore. You got to speed it up. Who knows what Tracy was told before this? Like, yeah, you got to, because there's other people behind her that need that table. So yeah, she's trying to get through that whole line. She's trying to make sure you get your signature as you want. So Samira explained what happened in the rest of this interaction in the cutoff. And one thing that Samira did is she explains that she only went to 2 signings. This was her first book event ever, which I do think is relevant. And she went to 2 signings. She does not identify the other author. But the other author, she explains, did the exact same thing Tracy did. But with Tracy, it was rude. And with this other author, she was confused about the plates. And it was like with Tracy, it interrupted her. Like the tone of the back and forth. And what it is this girl does not realize that she is parasocial with Tracy Dion. She expected more from Tracy because she feels connected to Tracy's work and to some degree feels that she is owed that interaction because they are both Black women and they are both, you know, connected to this character that Tracy wrote and Samira resonated with her work. Okay. Now, again, it is very normal to feel connected to a work, but from my perspective, okay, now I've been to many book events. I've been in very different type of events. There are many authors I have met in casual settings, and those people, I may love their work. They are not, it's not that they're bad people. They are not fun to talk to. There's a reason that their medium is the written word. They are incredibly brilliant people. They cannot talk to a stranger to save their fucking life. Some of them can't talk to a woman to save their fucking life. And it doesn't mean that their work is now discredited because they're a little blunt or a little awkward. No, that's just not their fucking part of their job. But now, because of social media, authors, traditionally published or otherwise, are expected to also be content creators. Thank you for following. And so we have this expectation that they're also supposed to be super personal, like this is VidCon, when it's not, you know? And again, book signings, it's a signing. It's really fast. You want your book signed? You got 3 seconds, okay? Do you guys remember? See that Charles right there, okay? I got to meet Charles and Lewis Hamilton, okay? You can get a photo with Lewis and Charles. Go, get in line, okay? No time to film, da 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 da. They were yelling at Marissa to not film as she's filming me. So I walk up, hey guys, we gonna win this weekend? Mumble, 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 cool, bye, the end. Now, was that the interaction that I would have wanted with Charles and Lewis? No, but that's the interaction that they had time for. So I move along with my day. I'm not gonna make a video being like, wow, Charles didn't leave Alexandra for me. How rude of him. No, I'm kidding. I do not want that. I want to make that abundantly clear. I'm being facetious. I'm using hyperbole. I'm trying to make an example. I don't want this clipped out of context. Sorry, I'm checking something. Sorry, I timed someone out because they said, why is that thing moving in the background? And I checked their chat logs, and that was their first time message. So I'm assuming they're coming to freak me out. Fuck you. Okay, you're on timeout. This was rude. It's giving racism. She even in the video, this is the thing that got me, and this is the thing where I'm like, okay. Because again, these are the fact also that she is explaining. I'm not going to sit here and say that I think the other author is white, but I low-key think the other author is white, okay? Because she doesn't detail anything else about the other author, okay? And again, Samira's also a black woman, okay? But she, in the video, says it wouldn't have hurt to smile. Like she was like expecting a smile. And she even says, when it comes from someone else, when it comes from like a, I can't remember if she said white woman or someone else, but she said when it comes from, or a white person. No, yeah, I think she said when it comes from a white person, it's a microaggression. When it comes from a black woman, it's rude. Is what she said about her interaction with Tracy. And she basically tried to spin this whole situation of, as she said in her comment, to make this so that the interaction, regardless of how small it is more impactful and taken more with kindness than what she got. And again, I disagree because she wasn't rude to you. This wasn't rude. It was not rude. So, okay. So the creator who posted the video of this author, okay, said that the author was rude to her, that this was a bad experience, that she was like disrespected, basically, okay? And she even said that like they had took the person behind hers book plates and placed them next to hers in front of Tracy, and she felt dismissed. Now that is not anything that Tracy did. That is the people, she even said, oh, the people running her table took my book plates to prepare them for Tracy, and which just meant setting them next to her, okay? So again, you're not being dismissed. You did what was supposed to happen. It's okay to feel like this is not what you want. It's okay to be disappointed. To call this rude is not the same thing. This is not rude. It just is not. And again, she expected more from Tracy because she was a fellow black woman. And that's what a lot of authors and a lot of creators in the space, especially black creators and on Book Talk, are talking about of like, hey, that's crazy. That's insane. You are expecting that Tracy Dion, an author who does not know you, you know, and again, this is also the parasocial dynamic part of it, you know, of the, I think she's young, but again, it's like, I have no way of knowing her age, you know, the way this could have all been avoided if she had just written a letter saying all the things she wanted to say for the author. Yeah, I literally talk about this in my video. You guys, I literally talk about this. I'm like, there are plenty of times that I've gotten DMs from people after I've met them at events, and they were like, it was great meeting you. I wish I would have gotten a photo or something like that. And they're like bummed out. And the reality is I will never offer to take a photo with y'all. You have to ask that yourself. I will never be like, do you want a photo? Unless your phone is like this and I can tell that it's like you have it primed. Okay. That's where it's like, oh, do you want a photo? That's where I'll do that. If you don't have it ready and like locked and loaded and ready to go, I'm not asking, because if any of you ever say, no, why would I want a photo? I will request that the earth swallow me whole. Okay. So I will never offer a photo. I will never offer it. You got to ask for that yourself. Okay. There have been times as well where someone has walked up, hi, and handed me like an envelope, or like even, I think it was a plate that she had folded that she had written on. And it literally said like, hi, I've seen you at like several events and I've never gotten to be able to like say to you what I wanted to say to you because I'm too embarrassed. So like I just wanted to say like how much I decided I would give you like a note next time I saw you. And so she like literally got like a plate from like one of the hot dog stands and like filled it out and like handed it to me and like bolted off with her friend. You know, it's like that is a thing that can be done. And again, you know, it's those are interactions as well where I'm not doing a meet and greet. You know, there are meet and greets that I've done where it's like there are, it can be quick, it can be drawn out. I'm able to, sometimes it's really rushed through, sometimes it's quick. Sometimes I am literally at an event and I'm working, you know, and I'm like, and like a lot of you guys have sorted that out where you're like, I don't want to interrupt, I don't want to blow up your spot. And I'm like, it's cool. We're not undercover. It's fine, you know. The way I'll ask a shy looking fan on your behalf if they want a photo, LOL, it happens. Yeah, send a DM or something, yeah. Like, but also it's just like, again, she thinks that the answer to this is a change of the culture of bookish events. And it's like, okay, this was your first bookish event. Now, the answer to this might be that you don't like going to book events like BookCon. BookCon was a fuckload. BookCon was a lot. I would not blame you if you were like, I'm never going to anything like this again. I don't blame you. But then the answer might be, is Tracy going to be doing a book tour in the future? From this whole interaction, Tracy has canceled a good 3 different events that she was going to. She was supposed to be at Y'all West. She canceled that. Like, the answer is going to be, it's not going to be like, oh, let's change the culture. Authors will stop doing in-person events. That will be what's happened. And like, that's crazy because that's the culture I grew up with and before I was born. Like, so many authors were like recluses. Also, I also grew up with a lot of media about how authors are all assholes. Like, yeah, they're brilliant. Do not let that dude around your wife. You know, like that's how I grew up with media. So like this whole new age of having so much access to authors and this like personalization of the author with their work and everything like that is fairly new, especially for younger people. So again, I just think a lot of this goes, you know, I think a lot of this becomes, you know, extremely parasocial, but again, also thinking, I talk about this in the video. Like I talk about the dangers with another person. I talk about the dangers of someone who is experiencing a paranormal thoughts and parasocial behavior, but thinking that they are above being parasocial. So they bring up being parasocial and they're like, I didn't make a parasocial video, you're making it parasocial. And it's like, okay, well, no, that's you're being parasocial, but you think that you're too smart to be parasocial is the problem. You know, you think you're above that, which I also think is so dangerous because then you think that all of your thoughts are like rational and exclusive to you specifically. And like specifically with Tyler, yes, I talk about Tyler Catastrophe, and Tyler Catastrophe, I explicitly am like, this is a lot of red flags really quickly. Amanda's Final Girl was showing. It came through, possessed by the ghosts. So, but yeah, that she just posted that like yesterday and everyone's been talking about it. But it's also bringing up a lot of discussions of people being like, hey, so the entitlement from people, because they talk about the entitlement of authors from time to time. Like, for example, I don't think Goodreads is for authors. I think it's for readers. Obviously, Goodreads is valuable for authors, but a lot of authors cannot handle reading a negative review of their work. And I understand that. It's your baby. That's very common, you know, same with YouTubers with their videos. It's very common to like get, especially if you've put a lot of work into something, it's very common to be upset when someone doesn't like it or very vocally doesn't like it. I get it. But, you know, that's not the quickest way to nuke your career with fans and get a lot more negative reviews is to attack a negative review. And so again, there a lot of people on the Book Talk space talk about the entitlement of authors and things like that. But also what someone brought up was the entitlement of book talkers and feeling like, oh, well, I am owed this. Someone said, you feel like ARCs are your birthright. ARCs are advanced reader copies. And a lot of people get super pissed off, book talkers get pissed off when they don't get access to an ARC for whatever reason, whether they are a small creator or they've never covered, like, let's say a popular horror release, but they've never covered horror. So the publisher is like, yeah, let's not give them an ARC because they're either not going to read it or they're not going to talk about it, you know? So it's that a lot of the issues that I heard about for BookCon were people pissed that they didn't get ARCs, that there was there was supposedly a fight. I don't know how true that is. That sounds like the rumor mill, because I've seen no videos of a fight or like actual pushing and shoving. But there was supposedly a little fight that broke out over a book arc. No one's even able to say even what the book arc was. So I'm like, I don't believe you. So, but you know, it's ending to an interesting discussion, but also the entitlement of fans. And I talk about this. God, I talk about, you guys are getting just the cliff notes. The way people have been speaking to me lately, in emails, in DMs, sometimes in chat, you know, in comments, is very reminiscent to how some people spoke to me during lockdown. And the entitlement that I experienced from viewers when I was getting towards my first 100K in that first year of being a full-time creator. And what it was is because in real time, people were able to see how my life was able to be changed by becoming a full-time content creator. And they felt that I owed them my attention because they gave me their attention when I had created a video. And I think that currently the reason we are seeing a similar level of entitlement from people and the demands and things like that is because of this helplessness that I feel a lot of people are feeling right now because of the current administration, because of ICE, because of the war, the invasion of Iran, you know, because of gas prices and costs of living and the job market. And so a lot of people feel very helpless, and it's like, okay, well, what can I control? What can I do? Oh, I know, I can get this YouTuber to agree with me. I can get her to do what I want. I can be the one to do this. I can get her to talk to me. And so same goes with, you know, if a book's changed your life, you feel like you've helped support this book, if you've posted about this book, this author owes me a smile because I paid for this book. To befriend someone who gets arcs and read rapidly, so you are next in line. There you go. What's funny is an author I follow. It's funny because I have her book and I still haven't read it. I bought it. She didn't give it to me. She doesn't know who I am, but I was listening to her podcast. She posted a video because one of her arcs for her book that comes out in like a month was put on eBay and is being sold for $100. And she was like, someone's trying to sell an arc of my book. Don't buy it. Like, the book's going to be out in a month and it's not, that's $100. You don't do like, and everyone in the comments is like, is it not illegal to sell arcs? And like, it is. But that's the joke. It's like, yeah, this is a ripoff. Like, yeah, she knows it's illegal. You know? So, but yeah, that's part of the video, I guess. It's still unfolding. Who knows what else will come out? Maybe she'll post another edit to the edit, the breakdown to the breakdown. So, that's just problematic anti-nerd media speaking, but fight at BookCon over advanced reader copies is so funny. Like, it's in something Supernatural would make fun of in 2009. No, you're so right. And it's not, I don't think it's anti-nerd. It's please touch grass. Like, it's, and again, the advanced reader copies argument and people being like, I want this advanced reader copy and things like that. Like, there are people that try and sell them, which is not legal, again. So I don't know why. It's for content creators. It's like, for example, if I talked about movies more, I talk about movies when I really want to talk about something. I don't like feeling like I have to talk about every single movie I see because then I feel like I don't enjoy them as much, okay? I talk about movies with you guys, but I don't make a video on every single one that I see, okay? Even if I like it or dislike it, it doesn't matter. Sometimes I like having the option so I can still enjoy movies. But for example, if I don't get an early screen, but if my whole content was movies and I didn't get early screeners and I had to wait until the movie hit theaters to talk about it, then that would put me at a disadvantage to other creators. So the reason arcs get so, there's so much obsession over them is that it gives the creators the ability to, one, read the books first, and also make content before it goes big. Or if it goes big, they've already read them. Also, books are expensive. So if you want to be a full-time creator, and you don't make a lot of money because it's TikTok, okay, then advanced reader copies, which are free, okay, are, you know, a little bit more cost effective for content purposes. Like $5 to $10 on the resale sites. Yeah, no, it's illegal. Tell them, hey, cool, I'm reporting you. You're also not allowed to sell your PR if you are a content creator. You are not supposed to sell your PR. It is not for sale because it's packaged. The formulation can be different. It could be a myriad of things. You can donate it and you can gift it, but you cannot sell it. Most people know that by now, but yeah, you can donate it or you can gift it. I don't get a ton of PR. I usually just find people that will take it. But yeah, I do know quite a few people that gift their PR to like women's shelters and things like that. Audience gets saturated with content on the things from the kids, then your stuff is old news now. Exactly. I recently got an ARC for a book, but it's because I'm an acquaintance of them and they were looking for people to do readings, and I wouldn't to have been disappointed if I didn't get it. I'm very excited. Finally getting their book out. Yeah, but that's the same thing too. You know that person though. You know, like that's a special case. You know? So, but yeah, there's something. One thing that keeps me around here, Swell, is you're not quiet and you're honest. Thank you. Is that your way of calling me loud and obnoxious? Oh my God, they are doing the fucking lime yellow car for fucking... Anyways, Cash App, VCarb is doing a yellow car. We're gonna have a pride flag ass grid this weekend if Miami happens. What is Ferrari doing? It depends if they stay yellow. I think they're doing white and blue merch for Miami, but I don't know if they're changing the car at all or the race suits. What's it called? Mercedes is doing purple for their card, their bank that they're working with. I don't know. And then obviously, so we've technically, if everything goes to plan, red, orange, papaya, yellow, Aston Martin. We've got Red Bull. We've got a couple of white and black and gray and silver. Ignore those fuckers. But we've got purple. So we've got a pride flag happening. No, okay, you know what? The Mercedes drivers look like they're trying to sell me an allergy medication that is definitely going to cause stomach problems and lead to a class action lawsuit one day. They look like... Try Orange Vera. I wanted to make sure I didn't use an actual allergy medication. Yeah. So, try Swelltech antihistamine. It definitely won't give you stomach problems. In small print. Swelltech antihistamine might cause stomach problems, might cause headaches, please contact your doctors if you are allergic to Swell antihistamines. How's your puppy go, Violet? Is he even up here? He's downstairs. I don't think he likes the heat. The heat resurfaced again. The lighting's also been weird lately, but I don't know what that means. Oh, God. See, I just, am not tired, ever. It's really fun. This is great. Alpine is adding... Alpine needs to stop fucking around and go pink. They're pissing me off. Every day I learn about them, I get irritated. Oh, yeah, I posted this on Twitter. I lose a sliver of hope for the future when comments are filled with what anime movie show when the post clearly has what the clip is from in the caption, hashtags, or on the video. On TikTok, someone showed a clip from Witch Hat Atelier, okay? In the caption, Key-free is crazy or some shit, okay? Hashtag Witch Hat Atelier. Hashtag Witch Hat. Hashtags favorite anime, whatever the fuck, okay? And then in the top comment, yo, bro, what anime? What show? What's this from? I think the top even said Witch Hat Atelier or something. Fucking agitating me. I remember the rumors in Kim K are hard launching. I don't give a fuck. They've been saying that since Japan. I'm over it. Hard launching, please. I'm tired. Like, I don't know. I don't care. I think Maya, Franco and Maya are gonna hard launch. I care about them more. Prop fell to his knees with the new Marvel news from Williams. I mean, Haas needs to sort it out. I also respect Haas. Haas barely likes to remind people they're the American team until Cadillac came on the grid, and now everywhere, American flag on the car, American flag here. They posted home race for Miami. It's really funny because they did not give two fucks, and then till someone was like, the American team is here, and it's like, whoa, that's us. It's like, well, barely. God, I saw a video from a teacher yesterday while I was walking Hermes. No, this was when I was on my touch grass walk. I was listening to this. I scroll through TikToks as I'm walking. Yes, I know. With an AirPod in, but still. I heard a teacher saying, parents, you have to be reading with your children at home, okay? And he was trying to be like, I understand you work, but he was talking about how he had a student, it's second grade, and it was reading time. And she said, I don't know how to read, can I do something else? And he was trying to explain, okay, third grade, it's only going to get harder if you can't read. Like, because they're just like not holding children back anymore. And like, I'm not to say that like they should be holding children back, but like these kids aren't learning. They're just being shuffled through the school system. It's getting really bad. Like, I feel like at least once a week there's a teacher that's like begging parents to give a fuck about their students' education. The one where the kids can't read and the ones that could read the sentence but couldn't comprehend. Yeah. God, there's this other video, and this person was trying to not be... She was like, I don't know if I'm being ableist, but I feel like this is not good. And what it was is she is a second grade teacher, this person that she was talking about, and she showed videos. She's a second grade teacher who teaches phonics, but she can't pronounce her R's. And she gave so many examples of this teacher who teaches children, phonics that can't pronounce R's. And I was like, I don't know if this is ableist, but also I think I would have a problem if like you're teaching phonics to my kid and my kid might not be, be able to understand how a word is actually pronounced. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. And someone in the comments was like, she teaches at like a faith-based school. Like, it's not like, it's one of those schools that's like maybe not super legit type of things. And it's like, okay, still. And she was like she was like, I don't know if this is ableist, but like, I'm just trying to understand. And it's like, to do the job correctly. Yeah. Like, I also think the same thing goes with like foreign language teachers in high schools. Like, I think if you're going to teach me French, I think you should be good at speaking French. You know, like it's the same thing. Like, I think you should be able to properly pronunciate the words in Spanish, you know, and you know, enunciate. Sorry. This is why I'm not a teacher. I stumble over words. Like, but like, you know what I'm saying? As a teacher, and the stories that she comes home with every day are so disheartening. It's even worse as the admin gives zero support. Yeah. I had trouble reading as a kid. My mom read with me every night and forced me to read aloud. I'm literally dyslexic, you know? And like literally one of the things that my parents, we were very fortunate that they were able to find me a tutor that was affordable for us, okay? And I went to tutor like once or twice a week outside of school, okay? But also it was like, okay, you need to be reading with her literally everything. And it wasn't like they were reading me bedtime stories. It was like, hey, we're sitting at breakfast, read the back of the Cheerio box. You know, try and read the nutritional label, you know. You want to read Mom's Us magazine? Read it, you know. Like, and it's like, I also didn't want to feel dumb in class. That's also the thing. I don't know. It's not, I was bullied for my dyslexia, okay? I don't want to say because bullying is bad, but like, the kids are way too confident to not be able to read. You know what I'm saying? I was horrified as a second grader that I couldn't read. Like I was desperately trying to hide the fact that I could not read properly. Like until a teacher sorted it out and was like, you need to have your daughter tested. Like she's very bright, but I think she has dyslexia. Like he clocked my shit because I was so good at hiding it, you know? And then, you know, it's one of those things but I was mortified that I couldn't read, that I was unable to do popcorn reading in class, you know? And yet this student apparently calmly told it, can I do something else? I can't read. Can I do something else? What? Like, is this the tablets? Is this just like the dopamine is fried? And so these kids just like don't care that they're behind, like compared to their classmates? Or is the whole class behind? And that's why it's not even clicking that they're behind. I think bullying is bad, but no, I'm dead serious though, because like, let me put it this way. I was not bullied because I could not read. I was bullied because once I got my dyslexia, I was told I had dyslexia, okay? I was very happy because I was like, great, I'm not stupid. There's a reason that like I can't learn to read properly. Like I'm gonna get to figure out how to read. This is great. And I told my friends, and my friend apparently went and asked her mom, who was like a child psychologist, and she saw whatever her mom said. I don't think her mom said this. However, this other second or third grader, third grade, however, this third grader heard this, somehow that translated into Amanda is dangerously stupid. And there was a word for it. So she told everyone they couldn't play with me because they would catch my stupid. That came later. That was after I was told I was dyslexic. Yeah, because kids are fucking mean, you know? But like that came later. I was just like, yeah, I get to read. Did it suck? Yeah. You know, did that fucking suck? Absolutely. Am I funny now? Yeah. Do I take shit from weirdos? No. Like, listen, I understand I am like the best case scenario. I was explaining to my therapist as well, you know, because like I understand that in a lot of ways I am the best case scenario. I am the best possible outcome of child abuse and bullying. I understand. I'm funny and I'm self-reliant. I don't have a drug habit, you know. I like spending money a little bit too much. Okay. But like all things together, I'm pretty functional. You know, I'm one of the best case scenarios you can get. Okay. I'm also not a billionaire, you know, so like, I don't want to punish people for me being a loser when I was in school, you know, like I just want to live my life and do better and be a functioning member of society and enjoy my dog and eat sushi when I feel like it, you know, like, like all things considered, this could be worse. But you even know you like spending money a little too much. Yeah. Currently, I have the Kay Scarapetta novel series by Patricia Cornwall that I want to finish. Ooh. I started Revenge. I'm making my way through it. I'm making myself read more while I'm drinking my coffee versus scrolling, and I think that's helping get my attention span a little bit back on track. I think it all started with Facebook did the pivot to video. You're blaming Facebook for kids not being able to read? But yeah, I don't know. It's one of those things where, do I want to look up r/teachers? Do I want to read this and be depressed? Let's see. Flat earther parent 7 hours ago. Oh, thank God. Okay. We've never had like a, hang on, let me get water. I'll be right back. Enjoy a chair stream. I'm getting water and turning the AC on. Bubba's, where you at? Hi, sweetie boy. I thought Hermes was gonna follow me up, but he did not. All right. Where's my Zoom? God. Some sites I feel like they need to like auto fit better monitors. That or I'm blind. Hang on. This is all. I really need to reorganize this again, this whole area. Okay. Teacher support and or advice. Flat earther parent. Babas, we're up here. Student said today that her parents believe the earth is flat and that all space missions are a hoax. Said that she couldn't do her homework because she didn't believe it, general science class. Her parents came in and backed her up. They want something in accordance with the truth. This is also the same parent who complained that the theater teacher in our school was putting on a satanic show. The show in question is Once Upon a Mattress. It's based off The Princess and the Pea, if you're not familiar. How? What do we do? I feel so bad for this kid who is growing up with these views and believes so strongly simply because her parents do. It seems that this is slowly becoming the norm. Are we just getting dumber and dumber? Unfortunately, that last line, yes. And you know, the thing is that this is kind of like, I didn't grow up with anyone like this because my school is one of those you have to be vaccinated schools. But there are a lot of stories of students whose parents were anti-vax. Sorry, my mascara is running under my eyes. Whose parents were anti-vax, and then once they turned 18, they went and got vaccinated because they had learned the importance of vaccines, whether from their friends or social media or the news or class, and they decided to wait till they made their own decisions. And the reality is that yes, indoctrination happens in children constantly. We see this all the time. But in this instance, like the reality is, it's like a teacher is trying to demand something in accordance with the truth. I think we've lost the plot on accommodating these instances. Because I don't want these parents to pull this kid out of the school because this teacher is going to teach facts. But I mean, I don't know. What do you expected to do? To do extra work, to give extra coursework that you don't fundamentally believe in, or sacrifice the learning of every other student in that classroom to teach lies? And again, you can't do that. So like the option is no. If you don't want your kid to do the assignment, you can remove them from my class. Like I don't know what other option there would be. Yeah, you can't block on site though with children in your classroom. Hi, Bubba's. Oh, look at him. Look at you. Why you stand up? Lay down. I really got to trim his brows. He looks a little crazy. Hi. Yes? What? Oh, I was really freaked out earlier because there was a huge swarm of bees outside. I called my dad and I was like, oh my God, are those bees? There's a big swarm of bees outside. It was after I'd already taken my Hermes for my walk. My dad, hang up and film it. I was like, Dad, they're fucking bees. They're not going to show. I barely can see them. I don't think they're going to show up on fucking camera. So I think they left. I think it was the tree across the way. But we have had a lot more bees out here lately. So I'm just glad none made it in the apartment, you know. You can't change the fundamentals of the curriculum. Yeah, you can't teach false science, you know. Because again, if she kowtows, I'm sorry, I'm assuming gender. If you kowtow whatsoever to these demands, then the answer is another parent's. I, as a parent, I'm not a parent, but I, as a parent, would be like, "What the fuck are you teaching my kid? What do you mean? Hey, my kid said that you gave another student an assignment about flat Earth. Like the answer is not you make a different assignment. Hi." Why are you sitting on the bag like that? Hi. Hello. You're so silly. I gotta get you another bed up here, I think. I think you're finally old enough that you won't shred it. Yeah. He might still shred it. We'll try. The bag of books from Barnes & Noble, I just had it flop down on the floor because I haven't taken it downstairs yet. And Hermes is just sat on it. It's very cute. I can't even show you because the desk is blocking it. Hello. You gonna lay down? On the bag of books. Hang on, let me see if I can take a photo. Look at the baby. Can you see? Yeah, he's curling up on it right now. Look at the baby. It's so bright, but yeah, I don't know. Hi. No, not doing it for you? Hello. Silly Billy. Let's see what some people said. Sir or madam, your student is still expected to learn the standards. The student does not have to agree with the standards, but the student needs to know what they are, so he or she can argue why he or she believes the way he or she does. You know the dad's response when admin asked him about it? I've done my research through TikTok. Okay, now I don't believe you. Sure, the parents are religious people. Yeah. No, it doesn't matter. And again, if they're religious, it's like, it's the backing, it's, you know, it's a myriad of things. Let's see. Oh, this is not a negative thing, in my opinion. My 7th grade students have started to refuse to say the pledge. They stand in silence while it plays over the announcements. Ever since the news broke about the Iran war, my 7th grade students are refusing to say anything during the pledge. I heard a couple of them saying that no one believes in it anymore. This is incredibly conservative community. Advice needed, more like reassurance. This is something I would get in trouble for. Edit, I didn't realize how much traction this would get. Clarify, I knew the law existed that allowed students to opt out of the pledge. I did not know the amount of lawsuits that have happened to protect the right. So this is just someone being like, hey, what should I do? Basically, like, I don't think this is bad, but like, should I be aware of? Because there are instances of teachers that have gotten reprimanded or, you know, backlash because they didn't force students to do the pledge. Oh yeah, that was one thing. Because some people, It's one of those things that when you grow up in America, you don't really think about it. And then you like talk to other people, especially other people that like we have been told come from like super like not patriotic. What's the word? Why can I not think today? Oppressed is not the word. I want to say dogmatic, but that's not even it. Nationalist, yeah, let's go with that. Nationalist countries that like have like very rigid rules and things like that. And it's like, yeah, we say the Pledge of Allegiance every day at the start of the school day. What? You face the flag in your classroom and you say the Pledge of Allegiance every single day. What the fuck are you talking about? And they're like almost horrified. Like, no, the American flag. I was in a Christian school for, oh, the Christian flag. Sorry, I thought you were replying to me, not the comment. Oh, God. This is from someone whose screen name is Sad Anxiety. High schooler needs more AI. I attended this conference outside of my district for some extra PD, and it was supposed to be about managing really difficult students as a first-year teacher. I'm so sorry, the fact that there has to be conferences for that, which I guess it makes sense, but still. One of the other attendees told a story to the speaker about a student in her Gen Ed ELA class who would not work or write any essays. She said she had given him outlines and templates to help him understand, but he still refused to do the work and said it was too hard to write. She also mentioned that she had tried working with him on the essays, but again, he said they were too difficult. The teacher added that she thought he was just being lazy and didn't want to write essays since his other work showed he was capable of performing on level in ELA. The speaker at the conference told the teacher she wasn't doing enough and said it's impossible for a student to become reliant on outlines. The speaker then went on to say that the teacher needed to use more AI and use AI to generate an example essays for the student, or show him how to do that so he could generate his own example essay. I mentally checked out right then. I couldn't believe they had a speaker telling a conference room full of first-year teachers to have kids and teens use AI. Kid would not work or write essays. So the answer is to give him a tool so that he doesn't have to write the essay? Is that what I'm understanding here? Yeah, the AI being pushed on educators is insane. I'm so sorry. Because also it's wrong and bad and dumb. Dumbest thing I've ever heard. Yeah, that advice is bonkers. If it's just use more AI as the solution, that doesn't fix the core issue, which is the student struggling or avoiding the writing process itself. The main issue I took from this was that a student isn't going to generate an example essay and then write their own. In my experience, they are 100% going to try and get away with submitting the example essay. If your student wasn't already using AI to write their essays, it's time to show them how, like in quotations like this person is saying it. And then they get angry when you refuse to accept it. So frustrating. I hope you didn't have to pay for the conference. That's ridiculous. I feel like whoever the speaker was doesn't have a lot of experience with teenagers. God, is there a way? Can I go to a teacher's conference? Can I be someone's +1 to a teacher's conference? Can I review a teacher's conference? Could I sneak in? What certifications do I need to get into a teacher's conference? You can get a substitute teacher. You're so right. I could probably get a. I don't have any. You guys gotta remember, I have 2 associate's degrees. I don't even finish my bachelor's because I wasn't pursuing one at the time. Okay. Not touching this one with a 10-foot pole. I gave my students a copy of the test as a study guide to see who would actually study. It was the same test, word for word, question for question. Not a single letter or period changed. Question order the same. Only thing changed was the title, which said study guide, then assessment. They did not know this was going to be their test. They truly thought it was just a practice. It was the day before. I gave it to them and told them to use any notes they wanted on the study guide if they didn't know the answers by memory. I told them to work together. I told them if they really put in the time and effort to figure out the answers, the test would be very easy tomorrow. Wink. I really stressed that really, if they didn't know the answers to a question, to use all their resources at their disposal to figure out the answer so that they could understand it and be prepared. Most never did the study guide. They wasted class time and chose to chit-chat. They said the test was really hard. I said, really? Was the study guide hard? If the study guide was hard, that would have been a signal to study at home. They still didn't get it. Some did the study guide, but didn't put a lot of effort into it, so they recognized the test was the study guide, but didn't know the answers because they didn't care to check the answers for the study guide. They said it wasn't fair. If I would have told them the questions were the same, they would have done it. Not how it's meant to go. The ones that actually did the study guide as intended got 100%. I could very easily tell who it was. A lot of kids you would expect, but a few I didn't expect either. That was good to know. But still, only about 30 kids out of 125. Probably multiple classes. Majority of the rest got 60%, 50%. Some even got 30% or less. Not that that matters when the minimum grade I'm allowed to assign is 55%. So everyone got 55% or above, even if they got one question right. Good luck to the teachers next year. You couldn't pay me enough to deal with this group again. I'm so sorry. What? I'm sorry. I missed something. Did I miss a step? What do you mean? I 100% have gotten zeros on assignments. I 100% got a 25%. What do you mean? What do you mean? At university, our final chem exam was written by a teacher who was being made redundant. She did the exact same thing. I spent hours and hours on that practice exam. I nearly cried with joy in the proper exam, LOL. I knew a lot of it by heart. It was a nice experience, LOL. I even had a chance to thank her and she just laughed. Not the same, but I had this course in university where only 50% passed the first test. So the retake was made up of the questions from past exams. Not from the same one, obviously, but after failing the first test, I studied everything I could, practiced every old exam. I was happy. I recognized every question. Still only got 80%. Let's see. They're exactly right. It isn't fair. They got a huge benefit that set them up for an easy win and then still shat the bed. I do a similar thing sometimes, but the instructions before starting to scratch out study guide and write test in its place, as the ones who didn't try at all freak out. I just shrug at them and remind them of the 40 plus times they were reminded to put in their best effort on the study guide because it would make the test easy. Those that did do the work got to chill. Once I gave a review that was question by question the exact same as the final for the semester. Like, again, these are tests that, like, my teachers did too. But, like, I don't know. Yeah, sometimes I'm just bad at tests. But also, it's like, if the study guide, if you know the answers, you'd still get at least a 90. Like this is... let's see. My understanding with the percentage... my understanding is because it's cumulative. So, like, technically, yeah, the assignment would be an F, but, like, you can only get, like, a 55% on the assignment. So then by the end of the semester, they like, accumulate, like, assess all of the assignments, and then your grade is based on, like, a cumulative grade. It might be that. Still don't like it, but... Is it just May, or Is everyone else feeling like we are watching the public school system disintegrate before our eyes faster than any year prior? My school is cutting everyone and everything in it and everything it can. It feels like the ladder is getting cut below me as I'm climbing. Do not become a teacher. This will go well. It is only going to get worse. The children today are awful. Their parents are morons, and the laws handcuff every school when it comes to properly dealing with. Okay, well, I don't want you beating children. So I don't disagree with you, but let's speculate on the handcuff. Let's break this down a little bit more. There are a million other professions you can make the same money in without this nonsense. The career will take years off your life. If you are considering this profession, heed this warning from a 17-year vet who has had enough. It will never get better. And that's the thing too, because it's like no one becomes a teacher because they don't want to teach. Like no one becomes a teacher for the money. Like people, like usually they have a passion to teach. Boy, to not have kids be held back. My mom wasn't a teacher. It was hell for her. The school administration was never supportive. Yeah, everything I've seen says that like it's very rare to have a supportive administration. Teachers famously do not make great money, yes. We don't need more teachers anyway because soon enough there won't be children either. Yeah, but I don't want dumb children. Like I've already been very clear with like my friends that are like planning to have children. I've been very clear because a lot of them aren't readers themselves. And I'm like, I don't care that you're not a reader. I will make sure your kid's a reader because I don't want dumb kids in my village. Like I will do the work to help make sure your kid's not stupid. But like your kid's getting a bookshelf, like for the baby shower gift. Like I'll get a custom bookshelf made for your kid. I will fill it with books. And then every year, every time they're with Aunt Amanda, we'll go to the bookstore, and they can pick out whatever they want to read. But like my village will not have stupid children in it. I just, no. To spend their own money on supplies as well. Yeah. Definitely in the last 20, 30 years, they have started just teaching what is required to pass standardized tests. Yep. Things vary enormously from school to school. My school isn't perfect, but a lot of stuff that I hear about on this sub I've never seen. Yep, my first school was an absolute nightmare that made me almost quit. The school I'm at is a dream, and I have a great day pretty much every day. I've seen them at my previous schools, but after 4 different schools, I finally landed in a district that still believes in discipline and some sense of respect for the educators. My current school isn't perfect, but the kids don't fight every day. The cell phones are annoying rather than the end of the world, and the kids mostly show up and want to learn. It's like night and day for my old district. My favorite is when people outside the education system have suggestions for the cell phone problem. They say at my school they just collected the phones before class. Okay, you didn't go to school where the kids lie, resist, become aggressive if you take their phone, come late through the first 10 to 15 minutes of class. I get the kids, 15 kids wander in, At my school, it's a nightmare to collect all phones. Huge interruptions and just not worth it. Other schools, no problem. Feels kind of like an abusive relationship. So good when you get an amazing class. You just want to die and you get a couple of bad ones. You just want to die when you get a couple of bad ones. My first class was a dream. Then I moved to specials, and I now deal with every class, and it's an absolute nightmare. It ruined teaching for me. In my case, it was an abusive relationship from 2 specific colleagues and 2 specific admin. I love teaching, but I will never teach in school ever again. I'm lucky I teach music and can teach private lessons from my home studio. It definitely depends on your state, town, school, content area, grade level, etc. Do admin live in sunshine and rainbows world? Another one. Parent thinks the moon landing was fake. I teach high school physics in a pretty nice area in Texas for the vast majority of my career. I've never had parents call me about the content of the subjects I teach. During class earlier this week, we were discussing the Artemis 2 mission and its significance since the moon landing. A student asked me if I believed the moon landing was real. I replied with, there's an overwhelming amount of evidence to support we did land on the moon. Also, the technology to fake the moon landing during the 60s was not yet invented. The student agreed and we moved on. Well, yesterday I get an email from the parent of that child. Comments about a classroom concern. I scheduled with them to call during my conference. When I called the parent, we greeted them cordially and asked what their concern was. The parent responded with something along the lines of, I'm concerned you are teaching my child misinformation during your class time. I immediately apologized and asked if he could clarify what he was referring to. He said something like, I don't appreciate it when you teach my child non-scientific facts. You said during class that there was an overwhelming evidence to support the U.S. landed on the moon in 1969. There are major problems with the moon landing, such as how the flag is flying in the video of the moon landing when there is supposedly no air on the moon. Supposedly. Also, in the pictures taken on the moon, there are no stars in the sky. He continued to go on with some other reasons for, I think, 5 minutes. I can't even continue reading this. I'm so sorry. It goes on. No, I can't. You believe in the moon? The fake news that is the moon. A student of mine got expelled. I realized she single-handedly brought down 25 other students around her on a daily basis. I've actually heard a TikTok about this. Basically, there was a student that was very difficult and fought every single class. And so finally the student got removed from the class, and she felt bad about feeling like she had given up on the student. They felt bad about feeling like they'd given up on the student. However, they realized that across the board, the class improved. Like, the class was more engaged during lessons, scores went up, things like that, because the focus on dealing with this difficult student had brought down the mood of the entire class. To hide the Death Star. You're so right, God. Oh, God. I received a wild email from a sub after I returned from a meeting. This happened last year, but I was thinking about it today and had to share. My school got me a sub to cover my class for a meeting I had at central office, and I returned a bit earlier than I had expected. When I got back to my room, I had a friendly interaction with the sub. We spoke for a couple of minutes, and I offered to take over for her. I also made it clear that she was welcome to stay if she wanted. She smiled and said goodbye to everyone before leaving. She still would receive her full pay for the rest of the day, mind you. The next day, I received the following email. Title: Rude and Unprofessional. Sorry, I'm choking on my own spit. I am writing this letter to let you know that I feel deeply offended by the way I was treated as a sub teacher in your school yesterday. According to the administration, I have to do subbing till 6 periods. But you came to the class and asked me to leave your class. Please listen carefully. When a sub teacher decided to take an assignment for a school, they wanted to be respected as you respected other staff. I do not voluntarily to drive for 40 minutes to spend my gas and ruin my car machine just to be treated the way you want. That's not the way it should be. I took your treatment yesterday as a plain racist bully and calculated. What? Like the Bible said, vengeance is not mine, but God. I pray, hopefully, curse will be upon you and your family and you clan. Amen. Okay, this is a great way to get blacklisted. I can't say I've ever had anyone put a curse upon my family before, so this was definitely a first for me. Obviously, the language barrier exists here, but I got no indication that it was, by any means, severe through our interaction. I forwarded the email to my principal, who had a good laugh about it, and he told me that she would not be welcome back at our school. Yeah, why would you send this? I mean, it's okay. Low-key, you're still getting paid. Girl, go get a sandwich. Like, go enjoy your time. Like, what? Like, I lost it at Car Machine. Car Machine kills me. I'm sorry, that's so funny. Students, oh, this is going to upset me. I know it. Students' inability to understand simple questions. We ready? Was there a cultural misunderstanding? I don't know. Especially because she offered for her to stay. Oh, I can stay, no problem. Like just. Also, it was a short. Unless they misled her about the listing, about the sub call, because it was for a meeting. It's not the full 6 periods. So I don't. Okay. I hope the crisis was overstated. As a student, until yesterday, a friend of a friend was doing her history homework. Something about Harriet Tubman and slavery. The question was an image of a slave ship with the instructions, make 5 observations about this image. That was it. She begged me to do it for her. I laughed because I thought she was joking. I think this is another student writing in r/teachers. Because I thought she was joking. She said, no, I don't know what to do. At that point, I became genuinely confused and asked if she was joking. I said, literally just write 5 things you see. And she rolled her eyes and said, ugh, no, and proceeded to put it in ChatGPT. Mind you, we are high schoolers, and she was taking an honors course. Edit, turns out it was a regular course, but still, come on. At that point, this should be an extremely basic question. Like within that time, she could have just done it. He didn't even ask for full sentences. What the actual heck? This is how I know it's a student. Teachers, I am so sorry you have to deal with us. The generation is fried. Edit, for additional context, because this blew up, the regular classes are basically get out and graduate classes with a terrible environment. So anyone who actually wants to learn anything takes honors. There's more honors classes than regular normal, like 3 to 4 sessions are honors. Someone said, I see this with middle schoolers a lot. Sometimes it's not even that they truly can't do it. It's like they freeze the second the task doesn't have an obvious fill-in-the-blank answer. I've started having to model what noticing looks like, way more than I expected. Like, I see, I notice, this makes me wonder. It feels so basic, but some kids really do need that bridge before they'll even attempt the first sentence. Yep, back to playing I Spy in elementary school. The point was never to find Waldo. It was to practice answering complete sentences. At least middle schoolers were learning. This girl was a high school schooler in an honors social studies course. Are there real requirements to attend honors classes in that school, or are there other considerations? When I was in honors classes, I couldn't imagine the seeming lack of even trying what you're describing. They need to infer and critically think in life outside of school is disappearing. Either everything is soon spoon-fed to them, or through SM videos or AI chats? Oh, social media videos, I see. But see, even the thought, gee, what does SM mean in this context? What does SM videos mean in this context? Obviously, the answer is social media videos. That's a context clue. Because what could they be spoon-fed to people through SM videos and AI chats? What could SM possibly stand for in this situation, in this cultural context? Social media, you know? Where's Waldo was a ploy? Yes, to get you to look. It's engaging your brain to look for things. Because you're also subconsciously processing and realizing details. And realizing, okay, well, while you're looking for Waldo, you're also subconsciously processing, well, that's not Waldo. And that's actually good for your brain. Smooth mover. Smooth mover videos, yes. Because it's like, where's Waldo? There's Waldo. I found Waldo. You are answering a question. When you find Waldo, you are answering a question. Even if it's just you going to yourself while you're looking for the book, you are getting an answer for yourself from your brain, you know? And this is why books are important. I Spy books. We need to bring back I Spy books, truly. I think they're so important for like getting kids to like focus. We need to destroy the screens. Welcome. Hi. Welcome to Amanda's. Destroy the screens. You want to destroy your kids' screens so badly. It wasn't like Where's Waldo books for me, but like I had to find stuff I love because like looking for the stuff I don't have to find. So many was my first impulse. Tweets at Grok. What does SM mean? Grok. Obviously Spider-Man. Hashtag sponsor post. Slay. S'mores. I Spy books. Yes. I've noticed how many kids seem to basically be sorry. I have noticed how many kids don't seem to be able to basically use their imagination or generate new ideas without being fed them as a substitute teacher or tutor. It concerns me deeply. My example is for example, I tutor the text on this. For example, I tutor a 9th grade in bio, and I always ask my tutoring student for the definition and examples. Name an example of a carnivore. There are so many, and her book names 5, but she needs to be told which one to memorize to practice. It confuses me that she cannot infer one. Name a carnivore. Give me what is a carnivore, and give me an example right now in chat. Go. Tiger. Good. Liverman. Okay. I will accept it because it's an example. A bear. Looking one right now. Well, technically I'm an omnivore. Killer whale. So again, carnivores primarily eat meat. Bears are omnivores, yes. Omnivores eat both, flora and fauna, okay? And then herbivores eat plants, okay? Cat eats mouse. Mouse is another animal. Cat is carnivore. Well, you didn't specify obligate carnivore. I did say to define a carnivore. Hyena, sharks, okay. I see a lot of teachers have students copy notes into note-taking sheets, but I wonder if the students could simply listen and take their own notes. Could students highlight the important parts of a passage and not the whole thing? I see a lot of these types of skills lacking. I like this game. Set rules around screens and try to make sure they're critically thinking or being able to imagine their own. I'm just sick of seeing kids with a 5-year-old doesn't need an iPad. Get them a Leapfrog. If you really are like, we need to get them a screen, get them a Leapfrog. Let's see. I think sometimes they do freeze, but at the middle school and high school level, it can be weaponized incompetence. They hope, and are often correct, that throwing their hands up in the air and saying, I don't know what to do, means someone else will do it for them. Or they use it as a delay tactic where they couldn't start the work for 20 minutes because they didn't know what to do. I get this all the time when I'm subbing, especially for questions or even the just instructions that require them to read anything. Last week, one of the questions on an assignment said, write down the answers on your iPad. And I had 3 separate students put their hands up and ask, do I write this down in my book or on my iPad? Depends on the shark. You guys are still answering the carnivore question, I see. School, but I'm afraid of the amount. See, I really want to go. I'm at this age, and we've talked about this, obviously. I'm at this age where I'm kind of like, I think I want another degree. Like I'm like, the grad school is calling me. Like I'm at that age. It's like, let's see, baby, grad school, Japan. I already did Japan. I'd rather die than have a baby. So grad school, like that's that pocket I'm in. But the thought of going to class, if a teacher hands me an AI assignment, if a student next to me is using AI or is telling me, why don't you just do it in AI, and I'm actually doing the work, I'm going to lose my shit. So I need to wait for the bubble to burst before I even attempt to go back to school. And you know what? Frankly, all of the cool older women that I have met went back to school at like 40. So low key, maybe I give myself another decade or so, and then I'll go back to school. It's kind of chic to go back and get a master's degree at 40. The siren's call of grad school is never a good idea. Source, I have a master's. For you. I'm not doing it for any reason other than learning. Because I have dumb internet job. Unless you need the diploma for a specific course. Otherwise, I want learn. I want paper that says I did think. I want field hours. Okay. A friend of mine had an assignment that required her to use AI for a part of it. Ugh. Will we last another decade as a species, though? Time will tell, I know. I need to wait until schools start advertising slightly more expensive courses and selling them as no AI. God. If you just want to learn, you can self-study. I already do that. It's not the same. I want something I can frame. You guys forget, I'm a trophy hoarder. I love a plaque. I love a ribbon. You know, I love you did it, a certificate, you know? Like I want, yes, I do self-study. I do have personal interest, but I also want applause. Like Trump. Oh, fuck. No, I hoard my own trophies. I'm not a thief. Trump's a thief. Self-study, then go to one of the many websites that lets you print out a diploma from the institution you want. You know what? You're so right. If you do, please make sure you go to a school that cares about its grad school program. My university had a great undergrad program, but the grad program was not well taken care of. That's my experience with my friends that are in academia. Make yourself a certificate in Photoshop. It's not the same. I went for my master's and I want to jump out a window writing essays. Let's see. I don't know how to translate a figure. Use your patty paper to trace this figure. Blank stares. Trace this shape onto your patty paper. Blank stares. Literally just put your patty paper onto the worksheet and trace. I would also be staring blankly while my mind goes, what on earth is patty paper? It's a square piece of parchment paper. They know what patty paper is. We've been using it all year. And when I start class by saying, get a pencil and patty paper, they get a pencil and patty paper. I'm calling parchment patty paper from now on. That's actually so cute. Patty paper. Dude, I saw a video on TikTok. I think she was in Egypt. But she was showing, like, I think it was like I don't know if she was at a museum or what, but there was this woman. It was like someone was a tourist and they were filming this woman who was showing them how papyrus was made and was showing like the actual process of papyrus. And I was like, oh my God, I'm so fucking, you know, when you're like so excited to learn, you're almost like, wow, I'm horned up right now, but you're not. You know what I'm saying? Does that make sense? Does anyone understand? Any other learning heads here? Any other education sexuals here? Like I was like, oh, like she literally was like, and this is how we knew because papyrus was only allowed to be used by like higher ups and, you know, like not normies. You know what I mean? Not commoners, not non-higher up people. So they would make the fake version with sugarcane, okay? And she was like, this is how you could tell if it was fake or not, because visibly it looks the same. And she took the papyrus sheet and shoved it in water and crumpled it. And she was like, true papyrus, getting it wet does not damage it. You can erase what was on it, but the paper is still intact because the sugar, the glue from the papyrus, like being pressed together like that, makes it so that it's like a natural glue, whereas sugar dissolves in water. So it wouldn't dissolve on the actual papyrus, so you could tell which was real and which was fake. And I was looking at my phone like, and even she was like, and even if you tear it, and she like lifted up one of the little flaps of papyrus, like one of the reed slips, like lifted up. She was like, it's repairable. And she put it back in the water and smoothed it back down. She's like, you put this back in the press, that's fixed. That tear is fixed. Therefore, my new obsession will be trying to make papyrus. Hot, right? Right? Yes, I call it brain erect. I love when I click a video and they actually fucking tell you things and show it to you. Like every video nowadays is turning a kilobyte of hearsay into 10-minute videos and it drives me mad. So yeah, when it's a real video of substantial information, it's like straight drugs. No, it was so good. It was so good. I reshared. If you go on my TikTok, I reposted it because I was so like, this is amazing. And I think I commented like, thank you so much for sharing. Like it's such a good video. I reshared it. It's on my reposts. Make a papyrus diploma. You're so right. I'm over the main character syndrome. This will be good. Let's see. Let's see. One of my 11th grade classes has a class clown only in her own mind. No one ever laughs at her antics, and she's just a genuine annoyance to everyone in the room except her one friend who encourages her. Anyways, she comes in 20 minutes late per usual, and no one reacts at all until she blurts out, "I was in the main office." Over me while I'm finishing going through the slides. Cool, no one asked. As I'm helping another student, she interrupts me again to ask another question about what just covered in the slides. I don't answer because I'm, helping someone who cared enough to show up on time. "Excuse me," she blurts over the whole room. Like, can you shut the hell up and let me help someone who cared enough to show up? Again, walking in this, if I did that when I was in school, they'd give me a slip and send my ass back to the office. Detention on this, is detention not a thing? Do you guys not have detention anymore? I don't think we have any high schoolers in the chat because I'm very weird about talking to children. Where like I make it very unwelcoming here if you are a minor. Is detention not a thing? Did you guys get rid of detention? Because like this is, you do this once or twice, you get the detention slip, and then you're done. And then if you don't want detention, then it's like, okay, I was in the main office. Okay, prove it. Have the office go sign this then to tell me you were in the main office. Do that once or twice and this won't happen again. Like, I don't understand. Do they not have detention anymore? My friends got detention circa 2019. Okay, is this something we lost? Hold on, I'm asking TikTok. No, I'll ask TikTok later. I'll film it later. I bet COVID killed it. Hang on, I'm asking Twitter. Worse. Hi, my Twitch chat and I are reading r/teachers posts. And we have a question. Do schools not do detention or infractions, etc. anymore? Because some of these seem I'm just going to post that. Let's see. When I was in high school in the late 2000s, it was mostly replaced by in-school suspension, so you'd miss class and sit in an empty room. The way we talk about detention, it's like a job taken by AI. To be clear, kid graduated early, and the problem wasn't with them, but the system the school had in place. Schools proud don't have the funds to run detention no more. LOL. It would be like we would miss lunch. It wasn't like it would be like, yeah, you're eating lunch in this fucking classroom, or you have to come to school after this. Like you could basically like plead your case for like which detention you got, depending on what you got, 90% of the comment was the sentence, "I'm a bad bitch, dear God." But yeah, like I said, this does seem like a non-teacher mind is blown. Oh God. Non-teacher mind is blown. This is someone watching this. 43 male, non-teacher here. I don't think I need to know that. Not sure why this sub shows up on my feed, but it does, so I read it. What strikes me the most is not the complaints about the kids or the admins or the political climate. It's the parents. When did it become a thing for a kid to be a little shit in class and the parents reflectively defending the kid? If a teacher called my parents and said I did something shitty, they would, one, take it as an ironclad fact, two, take it as a given that I was the one at fault, and three, make my life difficult for at least a couple of days as a deterrent. Same for all of my friends. Granted, my parents were highly invested school Uber ales types, but even the kids who weren't great students and got into their share of trouble would always assume correctly that whenever their latest diabolical plot goes to shit, it will be their parents and the teachers versus them. Even the shitty parents who didn't care about would assume the teacher was right. Even if the teacher was lousy and my parents knew it, they would have to do something really egregious before it became even less than 98% my fault. Is this a generational thing or a socioeconomic thing? Is it because they're worried their kids won't get into a good college with a disciplinary record, so they have to fight everything tooth and nail? Do they get the message somewhere that their kids, solely by virtue of being their kid, can do no wrong? Are they parenting for their own egos and not the kids' benefit? Yes. I'm sorry, I don't have kids. If you put me in a classroom, I'd last about 5 minutes before it turned into a crack den and Russian puppet state. I ask because the more I hear, the sadder I get about my own generation, let alone the kids. 44 male, banana for size is crazy. A kid I knew was so bad he ended up getting OSS multiple times. Oh, back in primary school, that was one time a parent that came to school with a hammer because their kid got detention? I think I only got detention. Like, there were times, like, I got detention, but, like, there were, like, twice, I think, in the entire time I was in high school. I was almost, like, like, it was usually because of, like, a tardy slip or something. Like, it's because of my fucking mom. But, like, it was because I was late for class, for the start of class at so many times, and it was because, like, I could not get to school early enough, you know. My parents, an abusive alcoholic, Yudi, who was drunk a lot. So they would not drive me to my zero period, so I would miss zero period. And if you had enough tardies, so I wasn't late, I was tardy, you would get a detention. So it was usually, like, because of that I would end up with a detention. Oh, the question marks were for a hammer. I thought you were like, why is your mom at fault? I was like, that's why. I got detention so much in high school because I overslept and skipped related class. Yeah. Like, it was never like I didn't do an assignment or anything like that, or, you know, it was never, like, super bad. So, like, it was one of those things where it's like, I can deal with this, you know, without my parents even finding out. Bringing a hammer is deranged. That's psychotic. UK, so no guns. Yeah, well, thank God, I guess. Fuck, you know. I was supposed to get detention in middle school because I racked up, I think, 16 uniform infractions because I simply never wore a belt, but nobody ever brought it up because everyone was like, this feels like bullshit. Yeah, I got a detention in middle school, and I was so scared of detention. I was like, I'm a bad kid. It's going to go on my permanent record, because we still believed in permanent records back then. God, is this because no one believes in permanent records anymore? Did we finally dissuade that? Is this it? Is it the bullshit with permanent? Do we need to bring back the false belief of permanent records? Because now, like, there's the very real permanent record of your digital footprint. Do we need to make that, like, a focus? They also talked about the teenager that passed away. Yeah, if you let your child drink multiple energy drinks a day, you should be charged with child neglect, someone said. Students' AI use was more baffling than I could have ever imagined. Permanent records were never real. They was a fake thing. It's like your school record, and most people don't care about that. I used to use, I'm used to students relying on AI to answer questions and write essays at this point. It's not preferable, of course, especially since I teach entirely online, but I can still usually lead discussions in a productive way. Plus, it's usually quite easy to tell when the student is leaning on it too heavily. A few weeks ago, I had an experience that really shocked me, though. I had a student often would not I had a student for often would not respond to questions for a minute or so. I usually assumed that she was distracted on another tab or that she just liked to think about her answers for a while. Then in one of our classes together, I asked her to analyze this political cartoon. Ooh, she linked it. Let's see. I was denied. Oh, it's probably a school link. Damn, devastating. Open link in new tab. Why are you denying my access? Oh, it's an immigration cartoon. Let me see it. I want to see it. I'm actually so upset. Listen, let me see it. I want to analyze this political cartoon. Maybe she linked it down below. Let me see. We went over this really basic questions in the link. So just simple stuff like, what does the word literacy mean? And who is the man on top of the wall? I noticed that she was answering more slowly than normal, but didn't think much about it. Then I asked her what the words on the wall were. They're right in the center of the image in giant letters, so it should take all of 3 seconds. Instead, she sat there for about 2 minutes without responding, even with additional prompting. Okay, I figured she was definitely distracted, but I didn't have any way to enforce participation, so I just accepted it. Then she finally responded. It says, add to the peel. I had no idea what she was even saying. I asked her to type it out in the online meeting chat, and she did so. I asked her what that means. I don't know. I asked her if it was slang I hadn't heard of. She said no. I drew over the words on the wall, and she confirmed that it was where she was looking. I asked her to read it again, and she repeated herself. Finally, after asking her another time to explain why she thought it meant, she said, I don't know. That's what ChatGPT said. I was completely flabbergasted. I asked her and confirmed that she had, in fact, asked ChatGPT to tell her what the words in a political cartoon said, not to analyze the image or even to identify harder elements like the pens or books on top of the wall, but just to read off the words. Suddenly, a lot more made sense. I thought back to all the times that she'd been slow to answer compared to other very similar questions where she answered instantly. I'd never be able to prove it, but I'm certain that those were all instances of her asking the AI to answer questions regardless of how much it would even make sense to do so. This also explained that sometimes strange responses, like when I asked her to read off her own words and found her unable to do so. Indeed, I asked her if she had used AI in a few specific moments before. She said she had. I know I'm rambling at this point, but I'm just baffled. I'm not surprising to me that all of the students would use AI to write essays, but I don't see how even the highest degree of usage could result in students deferring 100% of their thinking to it, to the point where they're asking it questions that are completely circumstantial. Edit. Just to clarify, since I've gotten some comments about this, she is absolutely capable of reading. I've worked with her a lot, and she can easily read through a passage aloud and tell me what she just read. It's just that every so often she would essentially freeze up and seemingly defer all of her thinking to the AI. After I realized that was happening, I talked to her about how her AI use was hurting her more than helping her, and since she has been a lot more responsive. Show it to me, Rachel. Amanda Graves A push DBQs, let her see it. The way I never even did A push. Like I was an average student because I was bad at taking tests. Like my final year, I was pretty much like a BC student. I was never a straight A student, but I liked learning. I just don't do well in like the school environment that I was in. I was also being abused at home. So, my learning is supplemental. I enjoy myself too. I love learning. I just don't like learning in a school environment typically. I'm not an educator, but hearing stories like this makes me really worried about the future generation. However bad you think it is, it's so much worse. That's never a sentence you want. Hey, I'm worried about the future. However bad you think it is. It's so much worse. Is never the response you want to hear. You would have grabbed onto A push in a big way, especially the Gilded Age, probably. Sounds just like my manager, except I have to explain the AI output back to him. Dear God. It's so much worse. I work as an electrical engineer. My wife is a teacher. Kids and new employees don't know how to think or use computers. COVID, AI, and mobile devices have eroded so much. There's like 1.5 generations who understand computer architecture and not just apps. There's college interns in engineering who don't know how to use File Explorer. High school and college like who can't figure out how to save an unfinished Word doc and email it to themselves to work on later. Writing is dead. Everything is ChatGPT based. Students can't write a short essay or lab report anymore. I had an intern who couldn't figure out how to manipulate data in Excel without using Copilot. It's so bad. Tech jobs are finicky right now because there's still a small excess of workers and companies think AI can replace everybody, so there's large layoffs. The bill will come due, though, in about 5 years, and the newer generation are largely incompetent at this sort of work. It's so bad that in 30 to 50 years, large amounts of tech are going to be unrepairable. Code, obsolete electrical infrastructure, components for aircraft. God, our electrical infrastructure is not prepared for this grid as it is. Components for aircraft, cars, computers, data centers, etc. Very few people will be able to figure them out. My buddy is teaching nursing right now, and he has been saying he feels many of his students just plain don't read material or also turn to online LLMs for answers, summaries of passages, etc., instead of just learning the material. I'm really worried about things like healthcare, architecture, electrical, as we said. And electrical is a trade, so like I feel like the trades are a little bit more susceptible, not immune to this, not entirely, but like some of these things, like you have to go and do hands-on learning to be able to learn to do them, especially if you want to be credited at all to do them. Of learning has increased. Like previously we would go, I don't want to learn it now. It seems comparatively like a lot of work since you alternately could just AI it. I think also the cost of AI, a lot of like the reality, I've talked about this a lot with the doom spending of Gen Z and millennials. And like the fuck it, I might as well, do X, Y, and Z. Because a lot of us did what we were supposed to do, obviously. I have 2 associate's degrees. That's not the degree I was supposed to get, but still. But like a lot of people did what they were supposed to do, and they went to school and they tried to get a good job and they got good grades and they did what they were supposed to do, and they still can't live. Still can't afford to live. So and then now the layoffs are happening, So it's like there's a lot of throwing the hands up and like, okay, well, fuck this then. I might as well chase my dreams. I might as well do whatever I want. I might as well sports gamble, because why not? What's the alternative? I'm going to be broke. I can't pay my bills regardless. Say doom spending. So doom spending is the concept of, well, everything's going to go to shit anyways, so I might as well spend money as if it's not going to be here tomorrow. It's why we're seeing a lot of Gen Z and millennials, especially Gen Z, not giving a fuck about their credit scores because, well, I'll never be able to afford a house. It's statistically improbable currently that most Gen Z will ever be able to afford a home. So that's where we get doom spending, little treat culture, blind boxes, sports betting, prediction markets. I might as well, because what the fuck else is there to do? I might as well go and buy myself a steak dinner instead of, saving my money, because buying groceries is just as expensive as eating out now. There's no point in trying to budget. There's no point in doing X, Y, and Z, because who cares if my credit score goes to 1? I'm never going to own a property. I can't imagine both having that experience and then raising a kid. How do you tell the kid, if you don't get good grades, you won't get into school, when you did all that and you're still struggling? Yeah. Spent all my savings backpacking. Yeah. And I'm sure that was like a transformative experience for you. You know, it's like the economy's bad. You might as well chase your dreams. You know, you're not going to make money regardless. So you might as well enjoy yourself while you're not making money, you know? Your credit score cannot technically go to 1, but I'm using hyperbole. You know? Can I go to 2? Maybe. Still using hyperbole. It's complete cognitive surrender and it's everywhere. More of your kids are doing this. You just haven't caught them. Some of your coworkers are doing it too. Okay, cool. See, like this right here, I don't know how we police this other than writing to the parent and being like, hi, your child's a psycho. Student said die, and they put a skull emoji to my baby. I teach middle school, 7th grade, am currently 9 months pregnant. I was calling on students to answer questions. One nonchalantly said, if you call on me, I hope your baby rip, as in dies. I just could not believe he said it. I handled it very calmly, called parents, told the principal, but I'm so angry even though I know they are just a dumb kid. Ugh. Teaching can bring beauty, but sadly it can show the ugliness of the world. Thank you for your stories. It's just nice to have other teachers share their experiences and know that we are not alone. Yeah, I don't know how you... Because the thought of saying that should not be in a, like, 7th grade, 13 years old, 14 years old. That shouldn't be in their brain. I've never seen for the first Devil Wears Prada movie where Claire's going, I love my job while crying, and said her advice would be to quit that job. Kids apparently assault teachers all the time. Yeah, I don't, and again, I'm like, I don't know what the answer to that is because my answer would be, yet the kid gets expelled. Like, don't lay your hands on people. I don't know what the answer would be. I have noticed such a disturbing trend in the subreddit of students saying things like this to pregnant teachers. It's very disquieting. I'm so sorry this happened to you. I'm wondering if this is a new thing. The kids treat pregnant teachers this way. I think kids are shitheads now. I'm sorry. Like I'm so sorry this happened to you. I do think that children are just shitheads now, unfortunately. Like there's no shame. There's no consideration for other people. There's no kindness. It's like out of them by the time, for so many kids, it's out of them by the time they reach like 12. It's very weird. It's very weird. Andrew Tate, maybe. Sorry, I'm trying to find another one. Someone trying to see if their girlfriend is cheating on them. I'm sorry, it's kind of funny. 17. Oh, literally, just what we were speaking about. Teacher for 17 years. This is the most racist, homophobic, misogynistic group of students I've ever had. I don't know if it's universal, but this group is the group that makes the most racial jokes, says the N-word the most, the B-word the most, F's are the most, laughs at the handicapped the most. It's like I have 120 Eric Cartmans. No Kyles, no Stans, no Wendy's, just a bunch of bigots. I don't know if this is universal, but it's sad. Listening after the fact, I worded the backup statistics factoid kind of reads like correction, just trying to hammer it home. Like, children has always been like, it's just the social enforcement have broken down because nobody wants to be responsible. No, I want to make this abundant. Guys, I was in school. I'm 28. You know, I graduated 10 years ago. I remember middle school vividly. Shit like this was not fucking happening. I went to public school. This shit was not happening. Were there assholes? Yes. Were they sent out of class? Yes. Were there kids that got written up? Yes. Were there kids that were gone for a week because they were suspended? Yes. My fucking high school, my first week of freshman year, my God, not first week, like second week of freshman year, there was a fucking drug bust of a drug ring. And only one student got expelled, but you know what? We all fucking knew about it, and everyone was like, holy fucking shit. You know, like, there was fuck shit that happened, 100%. But, like, the behavior from students, and, like, kids are mean, but, like, the disrespected teachers, like, this was not fucking happening. And we had a teacher that got expelled because he threw a desk at a student. Like, we had violence towards students from teachers. Like, it was not the other way around. Like, there was definitely shitheads that treated substitutes like shit, but that was because they knew this wasn't someone who knew the rules. Like, but it's not the same thing. Like, this is drastic. This is insane. A couple of times. Again, after all though, a couple of times. Every single teacher, it seems like there is one kid that is consistently a psycho regularly, if not multiple in multiple classes. And then it's like there's a handful. See, you're like a couple of times because those probably stand out in your memory as those are big deals. This is so common. Everyone's like, oh yeah, you've got one student that freaks out if you tell them to put their phone away. Wow. I got in trouble for reading in class. You know, like is it the phones? Like, I really don't, like, this is crazy. It's been years since I've seen a student pull their eye corners to the outstretched and mock Asians. Then it happened today? Oh my God, the last 10 years has taught people that being dickheads will not only be not punished, but it often gets rewarded. Yep, this generation has grown up under the worst of the worst, both encouraged and lauded, and worse, held up as the ideal to emulate. Oh, God. Like, it's things like this, and I'm not someone that's like, homeschooling, okay? I'm not one of those people. But, like, fuck, is the answer then homeschooling? If I have the means to do that? To make sure my kids, if I have them, don't turn out like this? Like, is that the answer? And just hope that we can get them socialized enough to be like functional members of society and not a hermit? Like, is that the goal? Because, like, how do you, Jesus. Same issue in the UK. There appears to be a growing number of self-righteous, unaware idiocy. And these are our leaders of tomorrow. God help us all. We all know why it's ticked up after years of decline. They're saying Trump. We are seeing something real. The online manosphere thrives with endless low-key misogyny, homophobia. It's infecting our youth. My 6th grade girls all get a turn at hearing some other kid make a comment about their genitalia's odor. It makes me sad I can't protect it. I'm sorry. Do you do nothing when you hear these comments? I mean, I don't know. This is why I can't be a teacher. Like, this is why I can't teach. This is why I can't teach. This is why I can't teach. I can't teach. I'd smack a kid. I'm so sorry. If I heard that, I'm backhanding a little boy. Cause what the fuck? Why did that come out of your mouth? Like, oh God, this is why I can't teach. The sheer number of kids that has no regard for others is increasing. Keep seeing evidence that Gen Alpha will be the first generation to be less cognitively able than the previous. I stand corrected. Gen Alpha will be the second generation to be less cognitively able than the previous. Like, and it's like I told you guys the story the other day, the news story of the little girl that was assaulted by little boys. And I mean assaulted. Like, pinned her down and shoved rocks down her mouth so that she wouldn't scream while they assaulted her and violated her. The oldest boy was 14. I believe the girl was 12. Some of the other boys were 12 and 13. And it's like, that's the next step to this shit, you know? Like, that's... Like, I don't want to say I try to be optimistic, but I do try to find the you know, here's a reason to keep trying and keep living, you know? But I see things, this doesn't make me want to have a kid. I'm 28. This doesn't make me want to have a kid and bring a kid into this. Like, I love children. I love my future children so much. I will not have them in this world. Like that's how much I love them. I want a better world for them. Like, this is insane. Like, because how do you fix this? I don't, because this is something that needs to be fixed. And it's like, I don't know how you do that. Like, especially like again, like I said, the parents. Because a lot of it comes to the parents. The parents of those boys are defending what they did. Family members. One mistake shouldn't ruin their lives. They're just little boys. They were playing. She only wanted to sleep with one of them. So it's okay. She's just upset they all took a turn. Because what? Your son violated another small child, and that's not a problem? That's not who the fuck did I raise? She's a child. The only reason they stopped is because they heard her dad calling for her, looking for her. The mother, I'm still pissed off about this. I can never meet this woman. I'll be a problem. The boy, he was a teenager as well. Like, pushed over a girl and then like stomped on her head for not giving him his phone number. And the mom, they were friends. He didn't need her phone number. He had it already. They went to the same school. They're in a different class. You know, she was bullying him. This isn't that, he didn't do anything wrong. I hope I never meet that woman. I better not meet that woman ever. Never cross my path. Because what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, Like, you're getting a job to pay for her medical bills, if that's my kid. Oh, they want to give you jail time? Okay, when you're out. That's the plan. Because what the fuck do you think you're doing? You fucked up your life. You did that. Let's fix it. You're going to do what you can. And hope fucking... I'm not even religious. Fucking pray for forgiveness. Hope that girl doesn't die. Because what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, She was bullying him. So he stomps on her head. And again, it's on camera. Like, there's not a punishment that would work. They need professional help because like clearly I fucked up. Yeah. Like, and again, there's parents that come on TikTok, and I'm sure this is hard to do, but they have talked about how they have had no choice but to give up a child that was older to protect their other children because their child, regardless of what they did, was exhibiting violence towards them or their siblings. And they realized they could not properly care for that child, and they had to go into a permanent facility because their child was so violent towards their siblings and others. And there are people that are like, I can't believe you did that to your kid. How dare you do that to your little boy or whatever. And it's like, and she's like, yeah, I have other children as well, and I need to make sure he doesn't kill them. I have to protect my children. Look at, again, what's happening right now with the girl. Again, people ignore red flags, and now the girl that was murdered by her stepbrother on the cruise, he assaulted her before he killed her. The parents allowed them to share a room, had them share a room, when they knew he was obsessed with her. Like, it's happening inside homes as well. It's not just in schools. Yeah, sorry to bring the mood down. I mean, we knew this was going to bring the mood down when I was talking about this topic, but like... I'm closing out of that. I can't. Someone said apparently not. When I asked about the thing. It's unfortunately, I will not be sad. They knew too that she was afraid of him and tried to avoid him. Yeah. And again, they had them share a room on a cruise. Housekeeping found her body under the bed. He tried to hide what he did. You know, like I don't know. For letting that happen. They're fighting over custody right now. That's what's happening. That's spam. I'm not talking to you. Let me see. I'll check the updates. Hold on. He's being charged as an adult. Her name is Anna. A Florida 16-year-old is being charged as an adult in the sexual abuse and murder of his stepsister on a Carnival cruise ship last year, authorities said Monday. The teen, T.H. of Titusville, is charged with first degree. They're protecting his identity because he is a minor. Aggravated sexual abuse in the killing of Anna Kempner. The U.S. Attorney's Office for the Southern District of Florida said Kempner, 18, was found dead, asphyxiated on November 7th, my birthday. Poor baby. Under the bed in a cabin the siblings shared on the Carnival Horizon cruise ship while on vacation with Kempner's family. The cruise ship returned to Port Miami the next day, as was planned, and Kempner's death was ruled a homicide. While the ship was in international waters en route to Miami, T.H. allegedly assaulted her and intentionally killed Kempner, the U.S. attorney said. He was initially charged as a juvenile and had appeared in federal court in February. but the case had been sealed until he was charged as an adult. He faces a maximum of life in prison. Our hearts goes out to the victim's family during the unimaginable loss, U.S. Attorney said. A federal grand jury has returned an indictment of charging serious offenses that they allegedly occurred aboard the vessel in international waters. We will present the evidence in court and pursue this case with professionalism and care. As in every case, the defendant is presumed innocent unless and until proven guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. A high school cheerleader from Florida's Space Coast, who was set to graduate this year, Kepner had been traveling on the Carnival Horizon ship with her father, grandparents, stepmother, and her stepmother's 2 children, including the 16-year-old boy. They also have an adult sibling. The teen had initially been granted a bond when it was a juvenile case, but now the government is asking for him to be detained until trial. Christopher Kempner, Anna's biological father, spoke to NBC by phone on Monday and said he also wants the teen behind bars. He needs to be arrested at this time. He is now an adult and he needs to be arrested. This is where the family stands. Justice needs to be served, he said. This is from the 13th. Let's see. Hermes, be nice. Okay. His name is out there, by the way, now. And their mom. Wait, did he plan to do an international watch because he thought he could get away with it? No, I don't think he thought he could get away with it. I think he was inside a locked cruise room with his sister that he was obsessed with, his stepsister. Da, 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 da. So, wrote, according to the social media from the Kepner family on February 3rd, 2026, the petitioner father's son, T.H., was charged by the United States Attorney. Da, 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 da. The filing in part is ongoing custody dispute. The filing is part of an ongoing custody dispute between Hudson and Chantel Kepner, the parents of Anna Kepner's stepbrother. The U.S. Attorney's Office for the Southern District of Florida have not commented on developments in the Kepner case. Sorry, I'm trying to read another filing. However, news has learned that there's an ongoing case against the teen that is currently under seal and being overseen by Miami Federal. The stepbrother, who CBS is not naming because he is a minor, appeared in federal court in Miami on February 6th for a hearing, but because the case is under seal, media was not allowed in the courtroom. If it's a juvenile, you won't know until he's charged as an adult, which he has now been. This is from February. According to Ehrenberg, federal charges against a minor are typically under seal because there are vast protections for minors under federal law. An indictment could be unsealed if the person is later charged as an adult. As we said, again, we're just repeating ourselves. Anna Kepner, 18, was on the cruise ship when she was with her father and step-siblings. Law enforcement sources previously told CBS News that she died on November 7th and her body was found by a housekeeper under the bed in her stateroom. The ship returned to Miami on November 8th. According to family members, she had told them the night before that she wasn't feeling well and returned to her room. When she didn't show up for breakfast the next morning, a frantic search began. The FBI had been investigating Kepner's 16-year-old stepbrother for possible involvement in her death. A law enforcement source said investigators believe Kepner may have been strangled during an altercation and that the suspect may have been using alcohol. There is an open investigation regarding Kepner's death, and T.H., stepbrother, is a suspect regarding the death which occurred recently on the cruise ship. That filing is in response to another filing. Suspect has not publicly named anyone as a suspect in the case. The agency, now they have. Carnival Line previously told CBS that it's cooperating with the federal investigation. Did he sleep in that room? She didn't show up to breakfast, which means he probably did. So did you sleep in that room? and then go down to breakfast and leave her under the bed alone. Her father wants him in jail. It's the so he is the son of the stepmom. I believe what they're arguing about is custody, because I believe I think not the stepmom and her dad. I think it's his parents, so the stepmom and then his dad. Okay, I think they're arguing about custody as far as like where he's going, as in one wants them in jail and the other one is like, no, he should stay with me, type of thing. Is my understanding. But I read an article that claimed the boy was hospitalized after they got off the ship, but I haven't heard any details. So I don't know if it's true. Yeah, everything I've been hearing about David as well and the killing of Celeste, I'm also like... So... The dad is the biological parent of the girl. I was horrified. Yeah. I also want her parents investigated. I'm sorry. There's reports that one of her family members may have reported it to police and it was not investigated. Because my understanding is that she was with him for a period of time, went home, and then went back with him, which is why she wasn't reported missing in that time. Oh no, trust me, 10-10. I also don't like that they're calling her 15 when she never made it to 15. Did she even make it to 14? When was her birthday? When was she born? So she was reported missing on April 5th. But then I also don't like that they're putting that she died on the 23rd on Wikipedia when she was killed. I don't like that. Yeah, she wasn't found. God, her body was found the day after her birthday. God. So she didn't make it to 15. She was 14 then. Sorry, I'm doing math. Hang on. Okay, this thing fucking sucks. Jesus. And then our comms get blocked or whatever. What? No, see, that's the thing. Justine. He made songs about killing her before he killed her. I believe one was made 2 years before. There's some that they've found as well. She's in multiple of his animated music videos that he made. I think the plan was always to kill her. I think if she ever stopped going along with what he wanted, I think she was going to kill him. I mean, he was going to kill her. It is suspected that she was killed in April, and then her body was discovered September 8th. Unless they're super specific, the music videos, like her image on the girl that he's murdering, and the, you know, images of the arm where he cut her being removed. Again, there's, I want him to, like, there's very few, I want him under the jail, you know, like, there's the amount of CSAM that he allegedly had. There's no, like, the public's not allowed in this trial because obviously Celeste is a minor. We never had detention after school, but we did have lunchtime detentions in elementary school, but that was back in the late 2000s. Okay. Let's see. I hate everything and everyone's insane, and I hate it, and I hate violence against children and girls, and I hate it. I hate it. I hate it so much. Yes, this is a different one than the cruise one. Different. Because unfortunately, violence against women is everywhere. Everywhere. It's horrifying. The number of images he had. Yeah, like terabytes. Terabytes. I'm a YouTuber who films B-roll and footage. I'm filming constantly. I don't have terabytes of footage like that. And he had terabytes. Lawyers use songs as evidence a ton. Again. Hate it. Hate it all. Everything sucks. Everything is awful. What? Sorry, I saw someone that I know post a video from a day ago that I missed with an ominous title. Do you guys want 10 most disturbing moments caught in backyards to be uplifting? Do you guys want to uplift ourselves with 10 disturbing videos caught on, like, Ring doorbell footage? So CSAM is what it was, is what they're calling it. So CSAM they prefer to use instead of child porn because of what can constitute as child sex abuse material. That's what CSAM is. It is the proper wording because many things can fall into that versus explicit, like to call it corn is they're trying to change the wording. And frankly, the arguments are better than what I can come up with at this moment. So is this David too? Yep. Uplifting, yeah. Which layer of hell to the next are we shipping to? Well, we're shipping to ones of the you know, security camera variety. Some of the security camera variety, you know. Like this could happen. Mainly one has the implication that there was consent, yes. They throw him in, they know him in jail too. He's being in solitary is my understanding. Consent and intention. Oh, okay.
"2013, a homeowner named Rainey Schuler encountered a strange incident that has puzzled and unsettled people ever since. Footage from a security camera installed in his backyard captured a scene that looks like something straight out of a horror movie.
Backyard woman mystery.
The video shows a woman who appears disoriented and lost, wandering aimlessly around the yard.
This would scare the shit out of me.
The property is located in a remote mountainous area, far from roads and neighbors. For more than 20 minutes, the woman seems to be searching for something, yet she repeatedly appears to forget why she's there or where she is. The homeowner noted that the night was cold and damp, hardly the kind of conditions for someone to be wandering alone in the woods so late. The most disturbing moment comes at around the 41-second mark. The woman moves closer to the camera, and it becomes clear that she's holding her arm as if she's injured. Despite this, she makes no attempt to seek help from the homeowner. Disturbed and confused by what he saw, Rainey Schuler posted the footage online, sparking a wave of discussion, speculation, and concern. The woman's identity and intentions remain a mystery, leaving many questions unanswered. Was she injured or simply lost? And if so, why didn't she ask for help? Unfortunately, without additional information, these questions will likely remain unanswered. The unsettling video serves as a reminder of just how strange and inexplicable events can happen right on our doorstep.
Yeah, the not getting answers is what would get me, I think.
After watching these videos from the TikTok user, Time to Wait, you may actually want to stay away from things like this. According to the author, there is a locked shed on the property where she lives that belongs to her landlord. However, in one of the videos, she notices that the door to this shed is unexpectedly open.
Yeah, no, fuck that.
That's my shed. And that's their shed. But it's unlocked.
Yeah, fuck that.
When she goes inside, she notices a strange detail. One part of the space is covered in cobwebs, while the other looks clean, as if it has been used recently.
Today.
Yeah.
So I get my trusty flashlight, and we check this out, right?
Have I seen
There's
this?
cobwebs
Can't remember if I've seen
over
this.
here, but there's none here.
I feel like there's so many shed, like, analog horror things.
Okay, so now that I've actually climbed in, it's not
or
as funny.
ARGs.
Look at all this. There's no cobwebs on any of this stuff.
There, she finds an old suitcase.
Who the fuck? Wait, what is this?
Girl, you're also, you got to remember also, she's renting this property. This is their shed. She's inside her owner's shed. If it's usually closed or locked, it is technically still their property if it's not in your lease agreement. So you also, they could get you for trespassing or fucking with your stuff. So you got to remember that. Shed-based horror. There's a lot of shed-based horror. This is shed-based breaking and entering, technically. Shed-based entering. Doesn't go into all the shed. What do you mean? If it's clean. I don't think this is clean. Said something none of my business. I just realized there's a very similar looking. Like,
I'm not playing with this. I'm not playing with this. I didn't catch it, but it was right.
She decides to take it into the house and open.
oh my god, I'm so sorry. Are you stupid? Because this is the owner. You're renting this property. That's their shed. You can't know. That's not. She acknowledges on camera, that's my shed. That's their shed. Their shed is open, so she goes inside the shed. She then finds something inside the shed that is not hers, and then she takes it inside the property, which is now her property because she's renting it. That's how the lease agreement works. However, I think this now constitutes, if they want, as you stealing something that is theirs. If that shed is not outlined in your lease agreement as part of your rented property, you definitely can't do this. You can't be doing that. These videos shocked when property owners were mad at their trespassing. Yeah. Yeah, we're into stealing now.
But at the moment she manages to unlock it, a strange sound is heard.
I read some comments that you guys were saying it's like a trick case. I don't really know.
You still need to
do with it. It's not really working. Come on. I don't know. I mean, I don't think. What the fuck? Holy shit. What the fuck is that? Holy shit.
It seems that the shed door suddenly swings open on its own. Then,
Did
inside
you
the
close
house,
it?
a crying sound can be heard.
This is an ARG. This is definitely an ARG. This is she made a video. This is definitely fake. This is definitely like an augmented reality game where she's doing like a skit thing. And it's like, oh, follow along with me while I go and do this dumb thing. This is definitely her house. Like, I'm at that point. Either way, this character is stupid, but like, this is definitely not legit. This is definitely like a bit. This is a character she's playing. This is a thing that she wrote. No. I would accept the sound, but no.
That of a child. At that time, her children are not at home.
You did this with kids in your house? Yeah, fuck that.
My kids are with their dad.
Yeah, see, this is a bit.
Oh my god. Okay. It's okay. It's okay.
In the next video, she finally opens the suitcase.
She had it open
Inside
before.
are ordinary-looking items, a phone directory, sheet music, and old magazines. However, after that, strange events begin to occur in the house. In one of the videos, the shed door can be seen moving on its own.
Oh, okay.
And then suddenly slamming shut
Now
when
I'm
she
past
tries
it.
to run back into the house. There is no wind.
There is no wind.
It's just moving back and forth.
Can I see the string?
And like, the wind isn't even going. I need to call someone like to come.
Frightened, she gets into her car to leave, but the dashboard begins to flicker strangely.
That's what happens when you film a dashboard on these cars. That's not a strange thing. That's just happening when an iPhone tries to film a screen like that. That's not.
What the fuck?
That's an
I'm
iPhone.
gone, but the car's still doing this.
That's the iPhone.
Dude, what?
Because your other lights over here are normal. This is just what happens when you saw this and you were like, this looks spooky. Let me play it up.
The fuck? Oh
I'm skipping ahead.
The cop. Leave my fucking.
I'm over it.
That I could visibly see that started the fire. I looked before, everything in its there's just no little black spot.
Later, she discovers a mysterious fire burning in her yard, without
What?
seeing anything that could have caused it.
There was another fire at my house. I moved the camera over to try to show you, but I don't realize that you can't see it. It's just that little black spot behind the umbrella.
I mean, could this be one of your fuck-ass lights? One of your little light things catching on fire? I mean, the
There
grass
was
is dead.
nothing that I could visibly see that started the fire. I looked before, everything in its there's just nothing.
Just when it seems things cannot get any worse, she begins to hear strange sounds outside.
This.
Is that her?
This is what the police sent me.
Why would the police send
This
you
is
your
what they
own dash cam footage?
From all the footage. This is 2 weeks ago at about 10 p.m.
That's your own footage.
Eventually, the police are called, and they review the surveillance footage.
Why would they
What
review your
find
surveillance
turns out to
footage?
be even more disturbing.
That's
In a
you
recording
in
made
the
about 2
robe.
weeks
That's the robe you were just wearing, girly pop, except with night vision. Like what? Okay, I'm over it. I'm past it.
rural living, and personal protection against crime. The author shares personal experiences of encounters with intruders, thefts, and trespassing on his property, using surveillance footage and commentary to reconstruct what happened. On November 12, 2022, after many years of quiet living, the situation suddenly changes. The most intense moment occurred when a camera captured an intruder entering his residential trailer. At first,
Is he
tried
living
to
there?
open an already damaged window and then managed to open the door from the inside.
Yeah, fuck that.
Apparently, he felt confident enough there, leaving his tools in the
Did he live there? Residential trailer sounds like you live there.
shadows. The author explains that they had previously noticed suspicious vehicles on the property. At that time, there was no gate yet, and they began installing surveillance cameras. Soon after, the first break-in occurred. The footage shows the intruder breaking a side window, entering inside, opening the door, and thoroughly searching the trailer. He breaks locks, damages leaves. It's possible to catch the intruder. The author of the video himself was unable. A bipedal figure can be
Really weird. Domino, what is that?
Domino, get your dog back, dude. What the fuck?
What the hell is that? Hey!
Get your dog. Bro, get your dog.
In the footage, a large bipedal figure can be seen slowly walking across a man's yard. His dog is also clearly alert, watching the
I'm so
creature
sorry, guys.
closely
That
from
was
a
me.
distance. The
Just
author
going
of
for
the
a
video
smoke.
himself was unable to explain
Sorry.
what exactly he saw, which led viewers to speculate. Was it an ordinary trespasser or something more mysterious?
Why would it be something
a few
more
days
mysterious?
Later, he posted an update and said that he had noticed the figure when it came out of the woods, walked past a swing set, then headed toward a truck, went around it, and
Not a
disappeared
large
back into
bipedal
the
figure.
woods. He never figured out what it was.
To the corner of the yard, which is not unusual. He'll do that with a rabbit or a deer or whatever. We live out in the middle of nowhere. He's not much of a barking dog, so he went to the edge of his fence barrier. He's on a wireless fence and just stared. I looked over and I saw it from behind that swing set out of the woods, walked over behind that truck, or to that truck, and went behind it into the woods. I don't know what it was. It was brownish red in person. We have a street light, so I figured it'd pick up better. Apologize for the quality. Apparently zooming in at night will make any phone's quality potato quality, but I haven't seen it since, and hopefully I won't, but I still don't know if it was a person or a thing. Whatever it was big, and it was in my yard, and I don't like that.
According to him, the figure appeared brownish
I like
red
how-
in person. There is a streetlight nearby, so he expected the image to turn out clearer, but the quality was poor. He also noted that zooming in at night significantly reduces image quality on any phone camera. Since then, he has not seen the figure again and hopes he never will, but he still does not know whether it was a person or something else. The only thing he is certain of is that the figure was large and was right there in his yard, which made him very uneasy. So what was it really? Could there be a simple explanation?
Probably.
In their backyard. The property covers approximately 200 acres, and it is precisely because of its size that no one stays there constantly. The cameras are reviewed regularly to monitor.
You have 200 acres and no one what do you mean no one stays there regularly? What do you mean? I understand no one can view 200 acres entirely. I understand that. But like, what do you mean?
Any movements. During one of these checks, something unusual appeared in the footage.
What the fuck is that? What's that?
Does it move?
In one frame, a figure can be seen that appears to be riding a white horse.
And now here is where you see it just pops up
It's a horse.
and then it goes away.
Is that not a horse?
I'm scrolling with my finger.
Is that not
It
a horse?
shows up for just a moment.
Is that not a
only
horse?
single frame, and then immediately
Is that not a
disappears.
horse?
The author explains that the camera usually begins continuous recording when motion is detected. Otherwise, it simply takes individual snapshots at
Is it
set
not
intervals. In
like a
this
regular
case,
horse with
there
a
was
regular
no motion
rider?
alert, only a single frame. For comparison, they show other recordings. For example, when a deer appears in the same area, the camera immediately detects motion and records full video.
PETA.
The same happens
The
when a
horse
car
is
approaches
here.
the driveway. The system is triggered, capturing multiple frames in sequence in the entire movement. But in the case of the figure on the horse, nothing like that
But in the case of the
occurs.
figure on the
There is no
horse.
appearance, no departure, no sequence of movement.
That's definitely a
just
regular
single
person on a
frame
fucking
after
horse.
which the object disappears.
There's
The
no way it
object.
could have gotten over the gate, and there's
That's definitely a person on a horse. I don't know what to tell you. Fix your gate. I don't know what to tell you. That's a horse with a person on a horse. It's some skinny white lady on a horse. Like, this is not creepy. Like, the image, did you even show that same image before? Because it's clearly a horse. That's a rider on a horse.
no way that it could have gone in the creek to get onto the property.
The location of the property raises even more questions.
It really does
There is a
not.
gate at the entrance, deep ditches around the area. A cemetery was discovered on the property.
Oh my
According
God.
to her, further,
skipping
the
ahead.
neighbor. After the video was popping frames, were unsettled by to find a simple property in the yard was posted on TikTok by a user under the username Old Fogy John. In the footage, a strange figure can be seen wandering around the yard. It makes unclear, unsettling sounds that only add to the atmosphere.
That is
of what
that's a
happening.
creeper, dude. Never mind. I don't know what the fuck that is. I don't know what it is. Get it away from me. Actually, fuck this. Actually, I hate that. Never mind. I don't know what that is. I don't know what it is. I don't want to know. I don't want to know what it is. Never mind. I don't want to know. I was gonna be like, that's just an old man, dude.
A few days later,
I don't know what it
another
is.
video appears on
I
the
don't care.
account,
I don't
and
want
it
it.
looks no less
It's not a
disturbing.
horse. You're so
According
right.
to the author, he began noticing strange holes appearing in his garage door.
Yeah, no,
to figure out what was
fuck
going
that.
on, he decided to check the
Even if it's a person, fuck that.
surveillance footage. But when he reviewed the nighttime recording, he was shocked by what he saw. The video shows what appears to be the same mysterious figure breaking parts of the garage door. It seems to be the same figure that had previously been captured on camera. To this day, the author does not understand whether it is a person, an animal, or something else entirely. As always, he leaves the conclusion up to the viewers. What do you think it could be? Write your theories in the comments.
Conclusion? I don't know if it's I don't care if it's an old man or a fucking Jabberwocky. I don't really give a fuck. That's weird. To get off my property. I'm getting a gun. Like,
An Instagram account called Svedia Society posted a mysterious piece of surveillance footage recorded on August 23rd, 2021 in an unknown location. The homeowner
has no one met a meth head before? Like, I understand. Really tall meth heads are very lanky. I'm so sorry. That is definitely a meth head. I'm so sorry. Don't do drugs, kids. That's what this is. That's don't do drugs. I'm so sorry. He's just trying to catch a vibe. But yeah, this is why Jerry's not invited to Christmas dinner anymore.
received a notification that motion had been detected near his property and immediately decided
Can I come over to your house and do this? I'm sorry, it's not funny.
to review the recording. In the video, an emaciated person appears, moving strangely around the yard. His limbs look disproportionately thin, which makes the situation even more unsettling. Many people in the comments
do drugs,
suggested that it
kids.
could have been a person in an unstable condition, possibly under the influence of substances,
Don't do drugs,
who had
kids.
wandered onto someone else's property. Others are convinced that in such a situation, the police should have been called immediately. However, it is unknown whether the homeowner contacted law enforcement. And still, what would you do if you saw something like this on your camera at night? A doorbell camera in Canada captured a rare phenomenon.
The
A
fuck?
meteor streaked across the sky and landed right on the porch of one of the houses.
Holy
It all
shit.
happened so quickly that most people would not have noticed it if not for the camera footage. It's not every day you see a space rock fall right into your yard, especially one that
Damn.
gets caught on video.
That's crazy.
One night, the homeowner decided to check the surveillance footage and was frightened by what he saw. He posted the video on Reddit,
What
trying
the
to
fuck?
understand what it might mean. Users online largely agreed. The footage creates a strong sense of unease. Some even compared what was happening to a cult horror film. Others suggested it was simply teenagers trying to get attention or go viral. Either way, whether
Yeah.
it's frightening or harmless, the video clearly left many people feeling uneasy.
Were they trying to make it so that you couldn't see them and then they bolt inside? I don't know. Yeah, I think this is ding dong ditching. I don't think this is a big deal.
This video was uploaded to TikTok in September 2022. According to the author,
TikTok.
it was around 3 in the morning when a doorbell camera captured a man crossing the street. He headed straight toward the house, walked up to the porch, and eventually came right up to the camera. At that moment, it became clear that he was wearing a mask with a drawn-on mustache.
The fuck?
The homeowner woke up to numerous notifications on his phone. While reviewing the footage, he saw the man looking through the windows and trying to open the door. Without wasting time, he quickly got dressed and went outside to confront the stranger.
Why would you do that?
However, no one was there anymore.
Yeah, why would you
So
do
he
that?
decided to call the police and file a report. Most likely, the story
golf
remained
club.
unresolved. The author did not provide any updates. Considering that the man was wearing a mask, his identity was probably never established.
Okay, so this video has 47 views. Oh, it's a video game playthrough. We're not going to do it. Let's see. Six terrifying
Two
encounters
friends,
no one
Frank
can
and Donald,
explain.
set out on a hunting trip in the mountainous region of Alberta. It began like any ordinary outing, but neither of them could have imagined it would end in tragedy and a mysterious encounter with something wild. Frank recorded the video on the spur of the moment, and it was later uploaded to his friend's YouTube channel, Strange Wilderness. Early in the trip, the two decided to split up and hunt in different parts of the river valley, watching for game from tree stands they had set up. As evening approached, Frank began hearing strange noises coming from the woods, dull thuds, and the sharp crack of breaking branches. He turned on his camera to document what was happening. The sounds grew louder and clearer, especially as he started making his way down from his stand.
I think we've seen this one. And I think it was stupid then
Felt
too.
a wave of unease.
I'm getting down.
Deciding it was time to regroup, Frank headed out on his ATV toward the spot where Dawn was set up, hoping to meet before nightfall. When he reached his friend's stand, it was empty. Dawn was nowhere in sight,
Yeah, 'cause
and the
Dawn
same
fucked off.
unsettling noises were now echoing much closer than before. Along with the snapping branches came another sound, something deeper and far more disturbing.
They're definitely yelling Bigfoot.
Dawn? Dawn? Shit, man.
Sorry, someone said geese. It was really funny because there was a video on TikTok, and it was Orpheus and Eurydice, except it's me and my friend trying to walk through a park path that was full of geese. And it's like, she's like, okay, just keep moving. Just keep moving. And it's like, oh, fuck. They're just birds. We are the apex predator. As they're walking through. It was really funny. It was really funny.
Just heard something again.
At first, Frank wondered if someone was messing with him,
Yes.
but the feeling of danger kept building, so he hurried back to his ATV. When he tried to start it, the engine wouldn't turn over.
Bigfoot cut your line, bro.
he caught sight of something that made his stomach drop
I'm skipping ahead.
and realized they were not alone in those woods. Whether it was an animal
Dude,
or
you
something
are
else
alone. Your
entirely,
buddy's not even there.
he couldn't tell.
Out of here.
That's it? Is that what he saw?
Moving deeper through the forest,
That was it?
Frank came across large animal tracks. He
Oh.
didn't stop to study them. The noises were getting closer.
Show me. Oh, big animal head. Big deer.
As he tried to put distance between himself and whatever was trailing him,
Okay, yeah, that's
it
fucking
became
weird.
clear he wasn't gaining any ground.
But also, could it just be other hunters? Could that be Don? Could Don have just been making some antler art? Yeah, and left the antlers to leave there? I don't know.
Eventually, he realized running wasn't working. He stopped, raised his weapon, and fired at a fast-approaching silhouette, but missed.
It's stalking me, whatever it is.
You just firing into nothing? Is he just firing into... You guys, I'm sick of the bad. I don't even shoot like that. I don't shoot. I don't own a gun. I don't go hunting. And I know not to do this shit. Are you dumb? Your friend is out there. And you're just gonna fire into nothing? Are you stupid? It's dark. Are you dumb? Did you kill Dawn? That was nothing. What am I supposed to be looking at?
Later,
Oh, the
he stumbled
eye?
upon a strange structure made of branches, similar to formations he had noticed earlier near the river.
Yeah,
Nearby
dude,
were
that's-
smaller constructions, decorated with animal remains.
Okay, that's fucking weird.
Not
I'll give
far
you
from
that.
there,
But that this
he saw
is
something that looked
there are whole YouTube channels dedicated to building this shit. Like, what are we talking about?
disturbingly like an altar. Determined to get out, Frank searched for a trail leading back to safety.
You have the survival instincts of a fart, dude. Thank you for the caption. Sorry.
After what must have felt like forever, he finally made it back to the same valley where they had started their hunt. That's where he found Don, or what was left of him. Two friends had gone up into the mountains. Only one came back. Don disappeared that night and was never seen again. The
Oh,
video description
this
reads,
is fake.
Fortunately, Frank Wildchild survived to tell his story, accompanied by video footage documenting his escape through the rugged forest in the dark of
Rip
night.
Big
His
Don
longtime
Big
friend and
Calf?
hunting partner, Donald Big Calf, was not as fortunate. He was never seen again. Rip Don Big Calf. The creator of the YouTube channel Paul So Hard films motorcycle rides through challenging, hard-to-reach
Rip Don.
locations.
Did they find Don's body? Like, was that Don's rib cage decorating that shelter? Like, what it would... At least give me some pizzazz with your shenanigans, you know?
Sometimes alone, sometimes with friends, he explores abandoned areas, ventures into restricted zones, and rides into places most people wouldn't even dare to enter on foot.
Yeah, 'cause
His
they're smarter
content
than
is
us.
usually all about adrenaline, speed, and risk. But in
And
one particular
stupidity.
video, something happened that completely changed the tone of the ride. That day, Paul and his friend were simply riding through an overgrown area, seeing how far
Oh,
they could
this is
push
the
into
body.
it.
We found this one. We've seen this
They
one.
kept going deep.
He found a skull.
Like an ordinary, peaceful night in the wilderness turned into something far more disturbing. Something hiding in the shadows.
Actually, pretty happy about this spot. I found a deer trail. Look where it goes. So I, parked down that way, walked up here. It keeps going on up there. And I want to look up that way of the trail.
Ray's intentions were harmless. Just another solo camping trip. His camera was set up to record wildlife.
A man's
The location was a
intentions are
remote
never
forest
harmless.
trail,
No, I'm kidding.
Rarely touched by people. Perfect for observing deer and other animals. He carefully positioned his trail camera and an audio recorder, hoping to capture natural sounds and movement while camping nearby.
So here's the trail cam. Got it set up. It's facing over there perfectly. But I've got a nice little treat for you guys. There's the sound recorder. Okay. So I'm going to have the trail cam going. I'm also going to have the sound recorder going. I'm going to listen to the audio first, and then the trail cam.
For Ray, the night passed without incident. He enjoyed the fresh air and the quiet of the forest, completely unaware of what was happening only a few meters from his campsite. The following day, back at home, he began reviewing the recordings. Among the usual clips of wildlife was something entirely
The
out
pig.
of place. Something unsettling. The camera had captured a man walking through the forest in the middle of the night, barefoot and shirtless. He was holding an axe. No flashlight, no gear, no clear reason to be wandering through a remote forest at 4 a.m.
Yeah, that's just Carl. We let Carl do whatever he likes to do because he makes good blueberry muffins. He likes his axe. It's named Susie. But that's just Carl. He's not gonna hurt anyone. You just let Carl, he just likes to be around you with his axe. He's a good boy.
The figure moved slowly and with purpose across the frame, like a scene from a horror film. The most chilling part was that this person had been out there while Ray slept, just a short distance away. Fortunately, Ray never encountered the mysterious figure face to face, but it was enough for him to cross that trail off his list for good.
Yeah, no shit.
Because sometimes the real danger in the wilderness doesn't come from
yeah.
nature itself, but from other people. When you venture deep into the wilderness, you're bound to come across something strange. A video published in October 2019, filmed on the outskirts of Perm, shows a cameraman heading into the forest and stumbling upon something unsettling. He comes across an unusual structure, sheets of plastic.
Sorry, someone said he's hunting ghosts, and I just had the thought of, God, that's what Sam and Dean look like to people. Like, that's how Sam and Dean looks like on like some random Ring doorbell in like Wisconsin backwoods while they're hunting vampires. Like, that's why the fuck is there a guy with a gun outside? Oh God, they would not have been able to like continue to work in the Ring doorbell era. Not really. No.
Plastic, weighed down with wooden planks. When he pulls one of the plastic sheets aside, it reveals what appears to be a makeshift underground shelter.
Yeah, why are you fucking with that? Get out of that. Dude, don't go in there. Good. Smart. Leave. It's
As he moves
unclear.
farther-
Some kind of shelter. It's unclear. I mean, it's not nothing. Susan, he has a large knife. Susan, call the cops. Sam and Dean are totally different, though. They rock up with a shotgun full of rock salt shells. Like, it's barely underground. See, this is where I simply defer from people because why the fuck are you touching that? Yeah. Like, there's so many videos. I don't see a ton of them anymore, but like it used to be people that would like find like a buried bottle with like wax seal and clearly something inside of it, and like, wow, what is this? And it's like, don't touch that. I don't even practice, and I know the logic is don't touch the thing that is clearly spell work that has been buried. Don't touch that. That's a curse. Don't touch that. Like, there's so many instances of. Are these Sam and Dean? Yes, it's called Supernatural, Beauty. It is one of my favorite shows, even though it became trash regularly. It is one of my all-time favorite shows. I need to buy it on a box set. I love it very much.
Farther into the woods, he discovers another structure. This one is also built from plastic and tarps, but it's constructed above ground, suspended between two trees. A pair of jeans hangs from one branch, a plastic bag from another, and trash is scattered across the ground.
Yeah, dude, you're in someone's
Peering
home.
inside, he sees someone sleeping in the shelter.
Yeah, dude, fuck off. Why would you... Aw, bro's just trying to sleep. Leave him alone. Yeah, dude, leave. I don't... Wow, I went to a shelter that looks like someone's abode, and oh my god, someone was sleeping in it. I'm getting out of here. There's people here. Yeah, because you're in someone's forest camp. Like let's think. Let's use our brains, you know?
The cameraman...
Like, it's not even, like as I said, think of the guy that came out of his house with the golf club, okay? It's not even that I think homeless people are inherently violent. This is this person's home, clearly. So you don't want to be seen on their property by them because you don't know how they will react and protect their... This could be everything they own. You need to leave to respect their space, but also for your own safety, okay? Don't be dumb. Not everything is for you to investigate.
Man quickly backs away, but before leaving the area, he encounters yet another structure. When he looks inside this one, it's clear that someone lives there as well, though no one is present at the moment. One side is camouflaged with branches, and clothes hang from a line to dry.
Dude, stop.
It appears that a small group of people has settled in this forest, and there's no telling how they would react to a stranger
Yeah, leave.
unexpectedly wandering into their territory. What makes it even more unsettling is the location, deep in the woods, dozens of miles from the nearest town. Gary Reed's Unfrequented World is a YouTube channel that, at first glance,
That's actually
looks
kind
like
of that's a sick name. Unfrequented World. Like, I'm going to places not many people frequent. That's a good fucking title. I like that. That's a good channel.
collection of ordinary outdoor vlogs and nature content. Gary goes on photography hikes and metal detecting trips, and he often spends time exploring his large property in the wilderness of northern Ontario, frequently accompanied by his family. But the calm atmosphere of his unfrequented world has been disrupted by something unsettling.
Oh,
a
no.
screaming, unidentified creature deep in the woods. Gary was born in the
What?
small town of Redbridge, Ontario, and has been surrounded by forest his entire life.
Sorry.
In addition to decades of first-hand experience exploring the local landscape, he holds a degree in environmental science and
Okay,
has a
Diva.
strong understanding of the biological systems around him. Because of that, when he
Why'd
says
you
there's
say it
something
like
in
that?
those woods he can't explain, it carries weight. He describes the sound as a long, drawn-out wail that builds into a rising roar. The noise seemed to move across the entire campsite, shifting from one side to the other before suddenly going silent. On April 30th, 2020, he heard it again.
That sucks. Can you hear screaming?
The sound was almost human, but not quite, with
I heard
distorted,
nothing.
unnatural tones.
Okay, I hear that. That's a bird.
Dish, this
Is it
thing's
not?
still going on over here.
Is that not a bird? That's a
With his
weird
camera
bird.
in hand,
That's
Gary
a-
cautiously moved toward
That's a weird bird. I'm sorry. That's a weird bird.
the source of the scream. His trained eye noticed a strange break in one tree, along with several others that had been pushed over in the same direction, as if something had moved forcefully through the forest. Nearby was a tightly twisted cluster of branches.
Or kids are
as though
assholes?
they
I don't
had been
know.
contorted by immense strength.
There's one there.
The farther he went, the more signs of damage he observed.
Yeah, that's
as if
called
something
tree
large
fall.
and heavy had
Let's not pretend that all tree fall is Bigfoot signs. Like, let's be so serious.
passed through the area. Even more disturbing were the large tracks he found,
Not mine.
which he believes may have
Okay.
been left by something walking upright. The prints didn't resemble typical boot tracks.
That looks like
Almost
a
see the
foot.
toes.
It does look like
After
a foot.
measuring them, he found they were significantly larger than an average human footprint.
Unless you show
Still,
me the
there is a
measurement.
rational explanation.
Yes.
Rainfall from the previous day may have distorted the snow, making an ordinary track appear much larger.
True. Rational
13 and
thought.
a quarter inches.
Rational. That's not a track.
Later, Gary set up trail cameras in the woods. Footage captured on March 3rd became some of the most compelling evidence.
Of what?
On March 7th, he and his neighbor heard another piercing scream.
I need us to be serious. Like, let's... like... Yeah, they tried to play the scream again, but it doesn't sound like it.
This time resembling the shrill cry of a child. Gary stepped outside into the pitch-black night
What?
and found himself alone in the forest.
I gotta turn the dish back on. I can hear whistling.
Take the music off if you want me to hear
In
something.
one clip, a pair of glowing eyes can be seen behind him, possibly just light reflecting off his glasses into the camera.